All right.
We'll
You want me
see
to
if.
turn a light on?
No, that's fine. We don't need to actually see it or anything.
I'll see if you're fine in the dark. Oh, good Lord.
Okay, now I think this should be streaming on YouTube. Uh,
I'll go over to YouTube and look.
I don't know. I hear my wife cackling. I don't know if she's actually watching or if she's just doing something else. It's always hard to tell.
Oh, she's probably laughing at you.
Well, I mean, she's always laughing at me.
Yep, you're on. You are definitely.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Might have actually figured something out. Yay, yay us.
Yay.
I'm
Now
just
I
here
can.
for the ride.
Oh, that's fair. I just got this. I got Restream open on a side tab so I can still see. I can see all of you guys and I can see what the stream sees in case anybody actually decides to go on the chat. But seeing as the primary disruptor of the chat is in the conversation right now, I don't have to worry about that too much. So we'll do take two. Hey, everybody, welcome to I Had to Say It, the final episode of 2025. We are going to do something a little different tonight. We are doing a roundtable discussion. Joining me today are JD the Bot Guy, Bill of Clockham Craft Coffee, John Jamengo of the Boomer Bunker, and Cody, the wonderful world-renowned Beard. Um, Beard Tucky, formerly known as Adolf Klittler.
Jesus, good Lord.
That
Oh,
is
dear. That's
vaguely
scary.
unsettling. That's
You're welcome for that. Welcome 2026.
Yeah, there's my sleep paralysis demon right there. Um, so anyway, my general plan for tonight, which we're going to try and maintain this time instead of having a 35-minute shit show of Aaron trying to figure out how to do a live stream. Um, we're going to do, look, I would like to kind of recap the year, just some of the major events, get your guys' thoughts, your opinions, your feelings without hopefully going too far off the rails and discuss what we're hoping to have happen in the future and, field any questions you all might have, discuss any subject matter. I mean, it's an open table. I kind of wanted to do something different for the end of the year. And uh, so, gentlemen, if you want to maybe do a little blurb, I mean, I tried to do introductions. If you just anything you'd like to tell the people that I didn't think of or any of that good stuff,
No, I
floor
think you
is
did a
yours.
great job. Let's just dive right into some topics.
All right, let's dive into some topics. We'll start out 2025, a year in review. It's been pretty much a continuous dumpster fire of a fucking year, despite all the hope and optimism that a lot of people walked into it with. Not necessarily me, because I am a skeptical, cynical fuck of a man. But on the upside, I did finally get my new glasses after a solid month and a half of bitching about it. They did show up Christmas Eve. They were handled with care and flung on my porch by the UPS delivery person. So that was phenomenal. I really appreciated that. It's a good thing there was nothing fragile in there. It was just a pair of cheap ass glasses that I think look very dapper on me, even though my wife hates them. So
So that was your highlight of 2025?
unfortunately, yes, that was the highlight of 2025. It's been pretty much a kick in the nuts after kick in the nuts. I did get to do some cool stuff. I went to a cool live show. I made some new friends. I kept in touch with some old friends. Overall, it's been a good year. But yes, getting my glasses after waiting 6 weeks was probably the highlight of my year,
Let
which
So
me
is
can I
looking
ask you
like
really
a Rachel
sad.
Maddow. Rachel Maddow glasses.
let me ask
Oh
you
no.
this. No, it's just they're not big enough for Rachel Maddow glasses. So when did we start hanging around? When did this year or was
That
it the part
that
last?
that it was either the tail end of last year or the start of this year, somewhere in
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
I
because it's been
I know it feels like longer, but
no, I
because
mean,
no,
it's fun to find people like, of like minds.
yeah,
It's
I'm
fun to
pretty
find them.
sure I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure Kate was actually on my like New Year's Eve episode last year. So I want to say it was like last Thanksgiving, not this past Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Right around then, I think. I could be I could be patently wrong, and I'm sure somebody will correct me at some point, but
Yeah, I was just trying to figure that out because I know it's been a full year, but I
yeah.
wasn't sure when it happened. And I'll be honest with you, I think it was Jody who said to me, "Hey, you ought to check this guy Aaron out. You two will be fast friends." And then I listened to your podcast, the 45-minute run-on sentence, and I said, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is my kind of people's." So, um, I thought, and then from there we found Bruce and Ken and everybody else, which I really enjoy. Whoa, something just happened.
Yeah, looks like Bill
the
is
beans,
working.
the beans. Something happened with the beans. Boy, I'll
I,
tell you, that looks like it looks like he's over there working with like what's that stuff they put in nuclear plants? Like, did you see him
Like
jump up?
uranium?
like plutonium, uranium.
Yeah, it was crazy. He jumped up. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on over here?"
He's got
Timer
a
went
lab.
off.
He's got a lab over there, man. Looks like he's roasting beans at a minion.
Yeah, some of them are coming. Some of them are coming my way in about a week or so.
Oh, they're good.
That's pretty cool. It is a damn fine cup of Joe. I will I will say
Never,
that.
never enjoyed coffee so much as I have since we started talking about. I didn't learn anything about coffee. All coffee was to me was something that I drank in the morning to make me poop.
Hmm.
And now I've got a grinder, and
Yep.
so I'm doing it. I'm doing it with the beans.
Yeah. Well, you're doing better than me because my grinder broke, and so I've been using a coffee mill like a savage, like one of the blade ones, not the burr mixer or the burr grinder that I told you to get. So
Yeah, it's sitting over there.
yeah, I've been trying to get a new one off of my auction site that I get all my Aaron's unemployed spending done through, and I keep getting outbid at the last second. Pisses me off.
There's something going on that's going to happen in 2026, which is really going to. I think it's a great idea. A lot of people are going to be pissed because some people, well, women, what they'll do is they'll go to Amazon and they'll order a bunch of stuff and they'll bring it in and they're like, nah, I don't like it. And then they try to return it. Well, and Amazon can't just send that out. So what they're doing now is they're charging people to return stuff, which I think is fantastic because this will put the brakes on these ladies. And but until they do that, there's a couple places around where I am where you can go and buy a pallet of Amazon stuff and then break it
Yep.
down and then go and resell it on like Facebook Marketplace or
Oh, yeah.
eBay or all that other stuff. And they're making a killing with this stuff.
Well, that's actually the online auction I do. That's what it is. It's Amazon returns and like
Mhm.
and where they clear like when stores discontinue stuff and they have a bunch of like shelf full stuff. And yeah, it's just a larger scale. And it used to be a great place for me to score shit because it wasn't very high traffic. Now their business is picked way the hell up. And you got people that are in there, they're buying stuff at or above like retail. And it's like,
Well, that makes no sense.
No.
none at all. And then you'll see it listed on Facebook Marketplace for more than they paid for it. And it's like, I can buy one from Amazon brand new for less than that. Why the fuck would I pay you for this?
Well, one of the
But
things now is some person got online and said, "Look what I'm doing! I'm buying this box over here from Amazon for $100, and I'm selling everything in it for almost $1,000." And everybody went,
Yep.
"What?"
Can't
And
hold
then
water.
yeah, and then it all started. You got to get down to the ground floor.
I mean,
If you-
I won't lie. I did do that a few times. I mean, hell, my kid bought a pallet of TV brackets. It was 325 TV mounts for wall mounts for flat screen TVs, but it was for a very specific model of Samsung, so you could only mount that one TV on the bracket. My kid bought the whole pallet for $16. Scrap weight of the metal was $375. So,
Oh, well,
There
that's
you go.
not a bad idea then. So there you
Yeah.
go. That
not bad at all.
It's funny. I just bought two TV mounts. I have one that I'm going to do here. I got a hold of my daughter, and we're going to rip this whole studio apart again because I drew it out, and now I'm going to make it a different studio. I'm going to make it a different studio. The reason I say that is that I finally got two TV mounts to mount them on the wall, and they just got here today. So I'm excited to do that. I'm always having them sitting on some kind of stand or something like that, but.
Yeah,
We'll see
it's
what
that it's a nice. It's like, I mean, you can kind of see. I got the TV in the back corner over there, and I don't really use it for anything. But when this was a guest room, it was a handy thing to have. Now that it's becoming gradually more and more my space, you can see the background
There's
shifted a little bit
bullhorn.
back there.
There's a bull. What is bullhorn for? What do you need a bullhorn for?
Um, I bought it because I thought it was funny. I was picking up a win at said auction house that I buy all this shit from, and they had like bins of just crap. It's like we couldn't list this, nobody wanted to buy it, whatever. For whatever reason, it's just bins of just like I said, crap. And I saw it and I bought it because I walked up to the guy at the register and I said, "I'll give you $2 for this thing. I don't know if it works or not. I'm not spending a lot of money on a bullhorn that doesn't work, but I think it's funny." And so the guy was like, "All right, $2." And I brought it home and threw some batteries in it. And sure as hell, it works just fine. Just the box was destroyed. So now I have a bullhorn, and I bought it and I said to myself, no good will come from me having this. And this was, during COVID when I first went back to work and I was starting to commute. So I just kept it in the car in case I ran into any protesters.
I have a bullhorn too, but I for specific reasons. So I used to have this studio upstairs in a side room. And when COVID came, everything was delivered. You didn't go to stores or anything like that. So what I did was I would have they would show up and they would like take the stuff out, whether it was like I ordered a sandwich or something, and I would take the bullhorn as they were heading for the door, and I'd go, "Yo, buddy, over here!" Come over, pass the stuff through the window. So I had like a reverse drive-through window through COVID.
Nice.
So I did have that.
works.
Yeah, it did work. It actually worked pretty well.
Yeah.
But
Now
now I don't need it anymore.
the funny thing is, actually, my wife has used that bullhorn more than I have. She will take it out on the back porch because we have some neighbors that are a little how do I put this without they like, well, not uppity. They're kind of like they want to be good old boys, but they're not old, and B, they're not that good. So but where we live, it used to be considered rural. Now it's really not, thanks to Chicago urban sprawl. But we get these people that moved from the city and they're like, now we live in the country, so now we can do all this countrified shit. And it's like, you still live with neighbors. And just because you're off on Wednesday doesn't mean I want to deal with you shooting off fireworks at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday fucking night in the middle of May. So my approach has generally been go over and have a little word with them.
The
My
wife
wife's
gets the bullhorn out.
Yeah, my wife's approach is to walk out on the back porch with a bullhorn and go, "Shut the fuck up! It's Tuesday night, you assholes! Some of us have to get up in the morning," and then go back in the house. So her way seems to work better, if I'm being completely
That's
honest.
much
about
more
it.
economical.
So where I used to live, it was a neighborhood, and every Wednesday night, once it got warm out, those guys would go out and throw horseshoes. They would drink and throw horseshoes, and they would start throwing horseshoes, I don't know, around 6 o'clock. Well, every once in a while, I guess the beer was flowing, and it'd be like 11 or 12 o'clock, and they're still throwing horseshoes. And they were pretty good at it because it was ping, ping. And
the more you drink, the better you get.
Or, yeah, whatever. So the girl that I was living with at the time, she's like, "I'm calling the cops." I said, "You are not calling the cops." I said, "That's a neighbor." I said, "Put a pillow over your head, or I'll put a pillow over your head. I don't really care which. But, put some earplugs in. I don't care. This poor guy, he works all day, and once a week he throws horseshoes, and we got to listen to this ping, whatever. I don't care. He'll ping himself out by like midnight, and it'll be fine." I just sometimes you got to be a good neighbor. Sometimes they want to just blow off some steam. But it was Wednesday night when it got warm out, and they would do, and they didn't yell. It was just the sound of the horseshoes hitting the stake, and it would drive her crazy.
Well, that's the one thing with us. The ping is not. It's not a ping. It's like quarter sticks, mortars.
Oh, that's a little different.
Explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
right.
My best neighbor story. It had this dumb kid live next door to me, and he liked to burn stuff. He was a little firebug. He had a burn barrel in the backyard, and he goes out in the backyard, and my kids are outside playing. They were all little at the time. He lights a fire. He messes around with it a bit, and he goes in the house. Next thing you know, his window opens up on the back of his house, and he starts shooting a 22 at the barrel from inside his house. And I came unglued. That's the closest I've ever come to shooting somebody's house from my backyard. But I started screaming at him because any ricochet could have hit that barrel and came over and hit one of my kids. But I don't understand that mentality of thinking just because you live out in the country that you can just do whatever you want, no matter if you have neighbors or not.
They just don't know. They don't understand because it hasn't happened to them yet. You know, they haven't seen a
Yeah.
ricochet or anything like that. So I guess this is how you learn,
Can,
you know.
Well,
can we
it was
can we
better he
take
learned that way.
can we take a moment to appreciate that JD is sitting behind a side by side and like that's just fucking awesome. Like congratulations. I just gotta give you props for that, man.
Appreciate it.
I'd love to own one of those. Not anytime soon. Don't even have
Yeah.
property to enjoy it. But
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, my wife actually made me buy this thing for the grandkids. We
Oh,
only
yeah.
had one. We had one grandbaby at the time. I bought it several years ago, and the only stipulation I had was that it be diesel. So I had to search through like 4 states to find this thing because they're unicorns. It's almost impossible to
Yeah.
find these.
So so where do you live? You must live where it's warm, right?
No, no. I live in
Well,
Northeast
subjective.
Arkansas, so I guess that depends on what you call warm.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't
It's
get cold
you
enough
know.
where it turns the gas in the diesel
Oh
tank to
no! I mean, this is a heat.
Jello.
This is air conditioned and heated year round. This building is, and no, I have D-gel or anti-gel I put in it
Okay.
when it's wintertime. But no, it's 30 degrees outside right now.
God love you because I can't stand diesel engines.
Oh, I love them.
Good Lord.
The best thing in the world is the smell of the exhaust, and that's how I'll go out one of these days when I get sick of it all.
With the
Just-
thing in the window.
Just start it
pipe
up
in
and
the
let it
window?
run.
Started.
Yeah,
Started and chill.
I've had enough. I guess that's the best way to go. That's got to be the easiest. You know, you just put the pipe in the
Yeah.
window, start the car up, lean back, listen to a podcast, and go into the next dimension. It's not a bad way to go.
You just fall asleep with a headache. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, I always say I when I go, I want to go peacefully in my sleep, like my grandpa, not
Well-
screaming like the lady in the passenger seat.
So how does anyone actually know that when you die in your sleep that it's fucking peaceful? Simply
That's
because
what I
you
was thinking.
just because you didn't wake your spouse up? What if they're a heavy sleeper? Okay. You
Yeah.
could have been struggling for like 15, 20 minutes and they're like,
Well-
I don't buy the whole peaceful in the sleep thing myself.
I don't either, and I'll tell you why. Because I sleep every night with a CPAP on. All right.
Me too.
And
Yeah,
every
me
once in
too.
a while, the electric will go out, and you can't breathe with that thing because you're trying to suck it through 20 foot of garden hose, the air,
Yeah.
and you wake up gasping for air. And I have a feeling that's what happens when you die in your sleep. You just wake up gasping for air, but nobody knows it, and then you
Yep.
just pass out and out into the next dimension. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't
bought
think
a
it's anyways peaceful.
I bought a UPS for mine.
That's
No.
not a bad idea.
I've got it plugged into a battery backup. We get a lot of really bad thunderstorms and stuff here and
Yeah.
tornadoes and everything else. And the power will go out in the house and everything. And I don't know it. I sleep right through it. As long as I've got battery, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I was going to say because I
Yeah.
can't. I mean, that thing will go off, and that thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it wakes me right up. I'm like, holy cow, what happened? Who turned off the air?
Yeah, for
I
like
mean, the
100
air.
for like $100 on Amazon, you can buy a pretty decent little battery backup. And that thing's it. The first time you lose power, pays for itself. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
I actually I had a UPS that I acquired from a former employer of mine. That I mean it was reasonable. They weren't using it anymore, and the only problem
That's
I had
'cause
with
you
it
took
was,
it.
well, no, they didn't. They never missed it.
It was a parting gift.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, there was a whole storage closet full of them, and one of the guys was just like, "Dude, I don't want to haul these fucking things to the dumpster." And I was like, "Well, I can make it so you only got to haul one less.
Yep.
How about
Okay.
two? You know." I mean, they were gonna pitch them anyway because they had upgraded all the ones in the office, and these were just old. And I was like, well, you know, and this was like also 2 employers ago. This was not a recent thing. These things were fucking archaic when I got them. And my problem with them is they had an alarm on them that you could not turn off. So if the
Ooh.
power goes out, it was still beep all night. So I woke up any damn way. So because I had that thought, where I'm like, I'm gonna plug this into a UPS, and then if the power goes out, I could sleep through the night. First time it actually happened, beep, beep, Beat motherfucker. What am I?
April.
Am I on a monitor here?
So, so when did you all decide to go get tested for sleep apnea? Because I've been told that I apparently stop breathing in my sleep, but I wake the fuck up every morning, and I know that they only think that because I've stopped snoring for like a couple of minutes. So, when did you get checked? Because I don't want to wear a CPAP, but I think it's in my future.
Well, the thing is that you don't get the right amount of sleep, so you're tired during the day. And I was falling
Yep.
asleep behind the wheel of the car, driving in the middle of the day. I couldn't stay awake. So one of the guys I work with says, "You have sleep apnea." Oh, I know how it was. Okay, I'll tell you the story. So I had been out working on elevators all night, and it was 12 o'clock lunchtime, and I was exhausted. I'm sitting there, and the mechanic says to me, "All right, I got a car that's shut down over here. Why don't you crawl into the cab and take a nap, and I'll wake you in an hour." So I said, "Okay." I crawled in the cab, and about a half an hour later, he says, "Wake up." He says, "You're snoring so loud. They think there's something wrong with something in the building. They had to wake me up and get me out of it." So he said, "Go get a sleep test." So you'll like this, Cody. You go and they put all these wires on your head. You look like a stereo from the 70s. You got all these wires stuck to your head and everything, and they tell you to go to sleep. So I went to sleep, and I guess about, I don't know, 45 minutes in, they woke me up and they said, "We got to put something on you, or we got to send you home because you stopped breathing for 3 minutes, and we thought you died."
Yep.
So they went in and they put a mask on me, and they said, "Okay, now try to sleep." Well, I slept from whatever that time was, which was like 11 o'clock, until 6 o'clock in the morning. I never woke up. And I had the most vivid, crazy dreams. And when I woke up, I felt like a new man. I felt like this is crazy. So it's, yeah,
Yep.
don't be afraid of them.
Okay, yeah, see, I don't get the tired stuff during the day, right? Like maybe on like a Sunday
I don't know what the hell they
afternoon,
would
but
do
I
with
feel
you.
like everyone takes a nap on a Sunday.
You would have to put a
afternoon.
space helmet on with that beard because there's no way anything would seal around
I
that
know.
face of yours.
Yeah.
You can do the
that's-
nasal pillows, man.
Ah, the
That's what I
nasal
use.
pillows. Okay,
Nasal
yeah, the
pillows
nasal
will
pillows
work with a beard.
Yes. Okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. If I ever start getting tired during the day, I guess we'll take that step.
Well, here's the problem. The thing is, it's a big stress on your heart. So
Yep.
yeah. So that's the problem. You
Yeah.
really, and you're young now, so you don't have any problems with your heart yet. Yet.
We're gonna
Um,
find out in January, John. I've got an appointment with a cardiologist because
Radio,
they thought I might have an arrhythmia.
An
They think I
arrhythmia.
might have an arrhythmia. Yeah. So
Hall of Fame defensive end tackle Reggie White died because of sleep apnea. It killed
Yes,
him.
he did.
Yep.
Funny thing
So-
about that.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I kind of same thing for me, except for I wound up going because I went to the cardiologist and he said, "You're getting a sleep study because you're having all these problems." And when I did the sleep study, they were like, "Okay, here, we're going to put all this shit on your head and we need you to just sleep normally." And I was like, A, I'm not a back sleeper. B, how am I supposed to sleep normally with all this shit glued to my head? Because obviously I don't have to worry about hair or anything. But at the same time, it's like, what, okay, yeah, this is normal and comfortable. Sure. And they said, now this is a 2-day process when we do it. The first time we'll check you. And if it seems like you're doing okay, we'll see if you sleep better with the sleep apnea, with the CPAP machine on. Or if you're having a severe case, we'll just put you one on you right away. And this was at like 9:30. About 10:45 they came in and said, "Okay, you slept for, out of the last 2 hours, you slept for 8.5 minutes. You woke up 126 times. Put this mask on." And I crashed out. They told me they were going to wake me up at 6 o'clock and bring me breakfast and I could take a shower and get ready. They woke me up at 7:15 and told me, "Get out, we need to turn the room." And I said, where's my breakfast?" And they said,
Wherever you go next.
yeah, they said, here's a granola bar and a cup of coffee. And I went,
Get out.
"Oh, thanks." And so I took my granola bar and my cup of coffee and I got in the car and I drove to Dunkin' and got myself a breakfast bagel and
Yep.
and then yeah, went home and my wife said, "How'd it go?" And I said, "I feel like a new man. I slept great."
Mhm.
And she said, "Do you have sleep apnea?" I said, "Oh, hell yeah. I'll be getting one of these machines anytime now." And I got mine in like 6 days or something like that. Like the turnaround was stupid fast. The insurance was just like, "Yeah, according to them, you died. So here you go."
Guy I work with, he said, "I'm not wearing one of those masks. I'm going to get surgery," because he found some doctor that said, "Oh, we just go back there and cut all that stuff out. You want?" He was he was in so much pain for like a month and a half. He's like, "I can't even sleep with this." like they took his tonsils out and his adenoids out and all this other stuff, so he wouldn't have. So I said, man, I'm glad I put that mask on.
Yeah.
Jesus, am I glad I put that mask on.
I had my tonsils taken out when I was like a wee child. I got tonsillitis. I remember eating ice cream.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you the story. My mother, the way she was, and this was, she's raised me in the 60s. I think I was like, I don't know, 8 years old, and I had like a sore throat. And I said, Mom, I have tonsils. I need my tonsils out. And my mom goes, you don't have tonsillitis. And I kept talking to her. She goes, you were born without tonsils. And I was like, oh my God. And then I said, well, how do you have? And she said, well, some people have different birth defects. People are born with short arms or whatever. You were just born without tonsils. So 24-year-old me ends up getting tonsillitis. And I go to the doctor, and the doctor goes, oh, you have tonsillitis. And I go, I don't have tonsils. What do you mean I don't have tonsils? And the doctor goes, you have tonsils? And I said, no, I was born without them. My mom told me I was born without them. He goes, open your mouth. He goes, you have tonsils? And I go, did they grow back? And he goes, I don't know. So then at 24 years old, I go home. I go, Mom, guess what? I got tonsils. And she goes, huh? And I go, yeah, remember you told me when I was born without tonsils? And she goes, no. I'm like, what? No? She goes, you have tonsils? Who told you didn't have tonsils? I'm like, you did. You told me I didn't have tonsils. So for 20 something, I don't know, 18 years or something, I thought I was born without tonsils.
It's amazing what you'll believe your mother tells you. You're a little kid.
Yeah.
Whatever they say is gospel.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess I don't have any tonsils.
She probably just told you that to shut you up.
Shut me up, yeah, because I said my tonsils hurt. I want ice cream, and she's like, no, you're not getting ice cream. And besides that, you're born without tonsils. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I can't. I'm trying to think of anything my mom might have said to me like that, but my mom is like, if you ever met my mom, I wouldn't make any sense. If you met me first, you'd just be like, how did you come from her? I mean, she is just the like kind of most naive, kind, sweet person you could ever like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys, you remember Pollyanna? Like the movie it was a Disney movie when I was a youth, where she was all shiny, rainbow, sunshine, everything's going to be great. Always sees the good in everybody and blah, blah, blah. And mean old Mr. Potter was nice to her or some shit. If she hadn't gotten crippled and fucked up at the end of that movie, she would have grown up to be my mom. That's just the kind of person she was. And so, like I said, so I make zero sense to anybody that met me first and then meets hers. Just like, I don't get it. One of my very dear friends who was one of the groomsmen of my wedding, buddy of mine from culinary school. He, when I first moved down here to Illinois, like I said, one of the first friends I made. And my mom's block had a block party every year. And she said, hey, we're having a block party. You should invite some of your friends from school. So I invite my buddy Matt. And he showed up at the door to my mom's house. The block party, he had to walk like 2 blocks to get there. And I told him I'd meet him at the house. He shows up, rings the doorbell. My mom sees him from like up the street. Like, oh, hey, you must be Matt. Yeah, the guys are all in the back because they got a keg of beer and they're in the back. You want me to make you a plate so you can go hang out with the guys? And here, come on this way. Let me show you where it is. Blah, blah. And then my younger brother and I were both there. And my buddy Matt had met my younger brother. And he's like staring at me. And I'm like, what? And he goes, was that your mom that showed me where you guys are? I said, yes, that's my mom. He's like, biologically your mother?
Were you adopted?
Yeah, that's what and I'm like,
did they take the wrong kid home from the hospital?
Well, see, that's what happened. That's what I used to say. And until I finally saw my dad without a beard. And then I went, nope. Yep. Yeah. I'm in the right house. Never mind. Because other than the nose, we have the exact same face if he shaves. So,
yeah, it's funny. If I look at pictures of my father, now we look exactly, we could be twins. It's crazy. Yeah. And then I look at my son and my son at what age I would be, and we could be twins. It's crazy how it is that almost exact. I have a cousin that I look a lot alike. And if I see somebody else, they'll say to me, hey, Mike. And I'm looking and they're like, Mike. And I go, oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm John. Mike's my cousin. Oh, my God. You guys look exactly alike. And I'm like, yep, we do.
Yeah, I get that every once in a while. People are like, hey, Melissa. And I'm like,
Melissa. Alyssa,
You
holy
look.
cow!
Oh, it was the Christmas picture that did it, right, with the dress.
Yeah,
You wear that all the time. Don't lie.
it's purely a comfort thing, you know. Got to let the twins breathe.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, my wife thinks she's funny.
She's in the
She
chat.
is. She is. It was funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's she got a lot of traction off of that post. People that she hasn't heard from since high school were commenting on it. It's phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, actually I say that and it's funny. It's my cousin Melissa, God bless her. On the off chance she actually hears this. Um she does not look anything like me. I'm just
Oh.
kidding. If she did, I would drag her for it on a daily basis. And she knows that 'cause she's more like my little sister. She grew up a house down the street from me, so it's we grew up, we were kids together, and she knows exactly what kind of an asshole her cousin is. So she knows, Mel. If you see this, you know damn well I would talk shit if you looked more like me. So yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and there goes Bill.
There is a coffee emergency occurring right now.
Or
All right.
he just got sick of listening to this shit.
Oh no,
No,
definitely not.
he's put his
Bill
coat
loves
on. He's
us.
leaving, so we're his entertainment for the ride home. It looks like.
Well, I mean, there's nothing like listening to a bunch of old guys talk about how they ended up with the CPAP.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, this is riveting podcasting right here.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
I'm only considered old to Zoomers, okay? So I'm not that old yet.
Yeah, you're old by association.
Yeah,
my
no.
my Cologuard box just came in, so we could always talk about how I have to shit in the box within the next couple of days.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
do we don't need
I-
to start the colonoscopy?
No, I think I'm gonna pull the executive card on that one and say I would rather not. If it's all the
We're
same to you guys.
not gonna talk about a poop box.
Nope.
No. Although, just in a footnote, have you seen now apparently Cologuard, the same company, is now doing Cancer Guard too?
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That I did not know.
I just saw a commercial for it today. Because I don't really watch TV, but Shauna was watching
If
the
if
hell's
I'm
the name
not
of the show.
mistaken, I think that's only like 40% accurate. And they say just because you get a negative doesn't mean you're actually negative. And if you get a positive, you should definitely go get a second opinion from a real doctor. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
say that if it's the thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's a disclaimer in there, but it's better than getting a camera shoved up your nethers. But yeah, no, apparently they now make a cancer screening test too. Because Shauna was watching, like I said, it's
They have this thing that you lay on a table and it goes over you like Star Trek, and it does a lot of these different things. Tells you, it can tell you a lot of things that are wrong with you. And I'm like, I don't know.
I saw a scale that when you stand on it, you like have to bend down and grab this thing and you pull it up,
Mhm.
but it like sends an electric current through and it'll give you like bone density, water weight, body fat, muscle, all this kind of shit.
Yep.
I'm thinking about getting it because it seems pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one that that does all that, and it synchronizes with my phone and records all the statistics and stuff. Yeah,
Yep. I
body
got one too.
composition scale.
Body composition scale.
Yeah.
I got one, and I got mine for free.
Ooh.
Me
'Cause-
too.
Yep.
Is
I
it technically considered a preventative measure? Because if so, I could pay with it with my HSA account and get it. For
You
essentially
You
free.
can pay for it with an HSA account.
yeah.
That's how I
Perfect.
got mine. Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you. I will definitely be picking one up then.
Yeah, I
yeah.
got
Especially if you got money to spend at the end of the year, you got to get rid of it.
yeah.
Oh no, not FSA, not HSA.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, well.
yeah. It's essentially like a third
It's-
retirement account for me at this point. So,
Yeah. No, that's how I got mine. Was they did a wellness program with my insurance last year, and they were like, here, would you like any of these following options? And it was like body composition scale, blood pressure monitor, like the CGMs I wear. I got like a year's worth of them, so I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll take all the free shit because it's free shit,
Mhm.
and I love free shit. So, and yeah, I every morning I step on that thing and I call it a liar and I give it the finger, and then
You're
I
not
cry.
supposed to do that with the scale.
No,
No using the finger.
I know. Supposed to use the whole hand, but
Yep.
um, no, it's a very cool thing to have, and it's like I said, in a lot of cases it's considered a preventative health care. So yeah.
Gentlemen, I have to jump off here, but before I go, I just want to say Happy New Year's to everybody. And then tomorrow night, if you're not doing anything at 6:30, join us over at the Boomer Bunker, normal place, normal time. Well, different, what you know what I mean. But I have to go.
Same bat time, different bat channel. Okay, I
That's
gotcha.
it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
Bye,
night, John.
Let Oh, I think that was your wife that commented in the chat saying that we're welcome for the picture.
Yep, that would be the missus. Yeah, that's the one thing I will say. The stream from Zoom has definitely got more of a lag on it than streaming with OBS. So it's a good solid couple of minutes here.
I'm getting. You mean as far as what's being posted onto YouTube?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
delay between us talking and what's because I got it going over here and over here. One of
Yeah,
the
me
joy.
too.
So what's interesting is that like normally when I'm watching you or watching Super Bunker, right? I've got chat pulled up on my phone, and then I'm watching it on the TV on YouTube, and the videos never sync up. I can start them at the exact same time, and like it's always a second or so delay, and I'm like, what the hell? They both say live.
Yep. I do the same thing sometimes where I'll be working on something on the computer and I'll have it open on one of the side monitors just to listen to it, but I'll still have it on my phone from like because when I was still gainfully employed, Boomer Bunker was my commute home on Mondays and Thursdays, so I would still have my phone on from the commute, and I would just mute the volume on my phone, and I would see that they're out of sync, and it would drive me nuts. So then I would turn my phone off usually.
Sometimes it's nice though, because sometimes I can catch a comment that way that I missed. So it's like, what did that say? Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Well, that comes in handy.
Uh,
But
well, you were talking about people being stupid, like with like money and stuff.
that's a
So
pretty
like,
consistent theme in this
yeah,
show. Yeah.
like the whole Amazon shit. And no, I'm fine with Amazon charging people to send you a pack. That's great. But I wanted to ask if you two remember the JP Chase or JP Morgan money glitch, whichever it was.
The one that was going on this year where people were going to ATMs withdrawing money and then going inside and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were basically getting access to like tens of thousands of dollars that they didn't have and didn't realize they'd have to pay it back with interest to the bank.
Mhm.
So just wanted to let you all know a new money glitch dropped just in time for the holiday season. Klarna, which is one of those buy now, pay later type
Oh
places, you
yeah.
could break it into multiple places. They were offering personal loans at
oh.
at a payday loan interest rate levels. So
Ooh.
people were getting offered $10,000 with like 4, 5, 600% interest rates. And
And
it became like this big thing. Like, I mean, like I'm telling you, a lot of people had some good Christmases. They're gonna have a horrible 2026.
no doubt.
You
Wow.
know, that's a shame. Because it's not like I'm thinking about if I don't get a job pretty soon, I'm going to file bankruptcy just to hit the hard reset. But hmm. Now I've been getting calls for like those.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure Klarna's fixed that now. It's no
Yeah.
longer 10K.
Oh,
It's like
I,
one or two tops, regardless of your credit score.
still at 400%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
still.
yeah. No,
But see, like people didn't understand. They didn't understand, like, so they're using their names. And then some people were being really dumb. And by like some people, I mean probably like crackheads. Like someone
oh
would
yeah,
go up and
putting
be
in their
like, hey
kids'
man.
names.
No, they'd be like, hey man, give me your name and your social security number, and I'm gonna open you up a Klarna account and give you $2,000. And then they pocketed eight, right? And
Mm.
then you know what I mean? Like that, it's like for real, there's a lot of videos covering it. I watched them a little bit this past week. It's really bad what happened. Like, so a lot of people are fucked.
Man.
That's brutal. But it's kind of hard for me to say that because I still believe stupidity should hurt a little bit. So I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to be rough.
I
I've
mean,
actually
if there is a money glitch, it's a Roth IRA because the vast majority of you guys are going to make more money as you get older than you did in your younger years when you started it. So go ahead, pay the taxes on it and get compound interest. That's the only money glitch that I really know of, and that's not really a glitch. It's just being smart.
Mm.
yeah. Well, I've been getting I don't know how or why I'm on a list somewhere. I've been getting robocalls every day for the last 8 months, maybe a year, that I'm pre-approved for a loan, and we just need to go through the final steps for me to authorize up to $60,000 of, blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know why they don't get the hint. I don't even. It's really kind of an awkward time since I'm actively job hunting right now. My standard policy of I don't want to answer the phone if I don't recognize a number doesn't work
Right.
because it's like, well, I could be expecting a phone call from New York because that could be where the operations or the hiring department for this company is. Because I mean, I'm not going for like mom and pop places, and the dynamic has shifted on job interviews where it's you don't just go out and start knocking on doors and ask if people are hiring anymore. So, because I'm trying to get a good money job. So I'm dealing with massive corporations. And it's like, yeah, I got a phone call from some nice lady from New Jersey uh, a couple weeks ago where she wanted to confirm. And I see, New Jersey number on my phone number. And I'm like, that's not Kate. That's not John. Not because I don't have Kate and John's phone numbers.
Well, then how do you know it's not fucking them?
Because they don't have mine either.
Fair point, fair point. But I mean, just out of the blue,
Yeah,
randomly,
no,
they could be
just
like,
no. But I'm like, this is probably, I'm like, 60/40. It's probably a scam call. I'll just let that bitch go to voicemail. Yeah. And then, I listen to the voicemails and 8 times out of 10, it's, hey, we just need you to call us to finalize your loan. You're pre-approved for $50,000 and, blah, 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 blah. You could have your money by Tuesday. And I don't, so it's just delete. But this one turned out to be a hi, Aaron. I'm calling from, yada, yada company. And we'd like you to call us back if you're still interested in this position. And so I call her back 5 minutes later. Yeah, I'm sorry. My phone was out of reach. Or I was on the other line. It's always some good spin as to why I don't. And well, it's like, I don't want to just be like, I'm screening calls because I get a bunch
no,
of spam.
just tell them you were pooping. I'd be like, yeah, I was pooping when you called.
I
Done
didn't,
that.
I didn't figure you wanted to hear me pooping.
I've flushed and wiped and washed my hands. I'm ready for the interview.
Yeah, it's very important to present myself as a professional. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Let them
yeah,
know you wash your hands. Food safety first.
exactly. But at the end of the day, it's a nuisance. But like I said, the back end of my brain is I'm like, these are not all the same predatory finance companies. If I took all of those loans out within like 48 hours of each other, they probably wouldn't have time to post everything to my credit report. I could get like, a six-figure lump of cash, and then could I just file bankruptcy? I don't know.
I mean, all right. So, you know what? I'm not even going to breach this on air. So, what I'm going to do, Aaron, is I'm going to reach out to you privately. And I know that laws vary from state to state, right? So, it may not necessarily be one to one. But I do know a guy who literally does bankruptcy law. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so
well, I mean,
I mean, he would
I
at
ha
least be able to give you an idea of what is doable
well,
because he told me it was like, I mean, Aaron, do you smoke cigarettes?
do I
I'm just
know?
I'm
I'm just
okay.
saying.
Well, then I think you need to, pick up the habit because that's
Yeah,
like an extra couple $100 a week you get to keep. Just saying, there's a
just
lot of
saying. No,
leeway. You got
that's
a
the thing
pet,
about it.
that's a lot of money you get to keep too. They don't make you get rid of the pet. Like it's great. You need to make a new
Yeah,
kid though. That
no,
would help out a lot.
I did years and years ago. I JD, I think you're still muted.
Yeah, because I was
That's-
hardware muted and also
Yeah.
muted software. I'm an idiot. Thank you. I
It
appreciate that.
happens. No worries. I do it too. I mean, hell, I forget to hit start on the recording 6 times out of
Yeah.
10.
No,
So
see,
I'm not here to judge.
that makes me
Yeah.
think of a Shark Tank product that everyone passed on because all it was a fucking button that you plugged into your computer that sole purpose was to unmute you really quickly. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's a silly product. It's a kind of
Yeah.
a gimmick, but I mean, everyone's been in that position where they're chatting for a while and it's like you're muted and you don't hear
Yep.
them, you know? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is like you go for a bio break, and the last thing I want to do is for you guys to listen to it while on live.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mom gets to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That may be one of those signs like Aaron hit the Powerball kind of things. Like there may just be a live stream where you don't see anything, you just hear a lot of really awkward noises. Just because I'll think it's funny at that point. Like,
well, I
dude,
mean,
what are you, a camel?
you, 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 you stream long enough and you know for enough days in a row and stuff you end up thinking you're not on stream and doing something you don't want to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've definitely seen some clips of stuff like that where people are trying to do these like record breaking streams, and then all of a sudden they forget they're still on stream, and then something
Oh,
disturbing happens.
I think the best ones are like either right before they think that they're going to start their stream or right after they think they've stopped their stream and yet they're still live. And then it's like time to go look at the naughty sites. And it's like, no, you got
No.
to quit, buddy. Look up at your computer for 2 seconds, please.
Like
Yeah.
notice the light on your camera is still on.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's the big indicator for me, which is one of those reasons like, well, for a little while where I was looking at laptops and it's like, well, they don't have an indicator. That's a problem for me because my webcam has a nice little ring that lights up that tells me it's turned on. And my other camera, the HD one that I don't ever use because I don't like the angle of it, it's like over here, so it's side of my head. That one doesn't, there's no way of knowing that it's actually doing what it's supposed to. And I don't know if it is doing what it's supposed to right now.
Oh, it's recording. I can see you.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the other camera though. Microphone.
Oh, now you sound different.
You broke it.
No, I actually noticed that the little light on the side of my HD camera was flashing that it needed to be reset. When I did that, it switched over to the camera mic instead of my mic. So I switched it back. I should sound back to normal now.
Yep.
I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one thing when I was rearranging my desk and my work area here a little bit. Because with the death of the old computer and the integration of the new computer, it's a much bigger case, and the old one was actually on the desk, like under the monitor on this side here. And I decided it was better if I put the big one down, and I had to redo a bunch of cable management shit. And apparently, I just didn't reset the camera, so that's why that was like that. But I think if I see that's the HD.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it's
Just as goofy looking in HD as I am in the other camera. But it's this one's actually a lot of fun in terms of it, like it's got night vision and all this other shit on it. So it's got
see,
I
I
can do
think the other one looks better.
yeah, but the $65 Logitech webcam. But I mean the other one, the HD cameras, 4K, whatever. But this is like it's got a broader
I mean,
coverage.
mine's a Logitech. I don't remember what I paid for it years and years ago, but it says right on it HD 1080p.
Yep, that's actually probably the same one I got.
Like it's like like a rectangle shape, and like it's got little semicircles on the side that light up.
Yeah,
Yep,
that
same
would
one.
be the one.
See, that's why I knew it looked good.
But and like I said, you could see all the assorted stuff in the background with that one. Where if I use the HD one, just basically just get this, and nobody wants this. So, anywho's it's since we've been rambling incoherently for a little while here now.
It's
Uh,
New Year's.
it is New Year's. We are in the in between times between Christmas and everybody going back to reality.
Mhm.
So do we want to touch on some events of the year or
Yeah, why not? I don't care.
okay, because or do we want to stick to just more recent current events? Because I've I've got thoughts on both. I just
I've got thoughts on a recent event too. Probably not
yeah.
the same. Probably not the
Well,
same one.
well, but we do have you know, like I said, it's been an interesting year. Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th. By the way, these are bullet points courtesy of Grok. I said, what are the major news points of this year? Because it's the end of the year and it's podcast, so everybody has to do a year in review. I need bullet points, and I'm not doing the legwork myself. I have AI for that. And it said, let's see, it started out with Trump. Donald Trump inaugurated for his second term as the 47th president of the United States of America. That's yep, that happened. It was it was a thing,
Mhm.
which immediately kicked off trade issues, tariffs being put across the board, increasing prices, massive federal layoffs, and the Department of Government Efficiency coming to existence. And these are Grok's bullet points because, yeah, Doge did come along. Doge was a thing. Doge found a bunch of waste, and then nothing really came of it. So
Nope.
that was a shame. I mean, and I don't know if you guys, because again, I don't necessarily assume anybody's algorithm is as stupid as mine is. I don't know if you guys have noticed, Elon's been making a lot of comments in the last couple of weeks, like, "Oh yeah, hey, by the way, remember when I pointed out all that waste and fraud? It's so much worse than I thought." And yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
fortunately, he can afford good security, I guess, but he's been really on that one. He's like, oh yeah, no, the 20% of our 20% of our annual spending is probably going to fraudulent causes, and it might be more. I'm like, that's like 1.3 to 1.7 trillion dollars a year in fraudulent money laundering and waste and fraud and
Well, we know where a few billion of it went.
yeah, Somalia.
Mm.
It's a fabulous thing. And I did you know, anybody who's, I mean, you got my listeners that I'm talking to right now, but you guys know I've talked about Timmy and Ilhan Omar and plenty in the past, but it just keeps snowballing, and then we get this like 23-year-old kid who goes out and does what journalists used to do, and you know, starts knocking on doors and asking questions that nobody wanted to answer, getting a bunch of, you know, Somalis slamming doors in his face and say, you know, oh well, we can't see any kids here. And then the funniest thing for me has been the degree to which people are trying to excuse the shit. Like, of course you didn't see the kids. We don't want you seeing kids at the daycare. Not like this place might be defrauding the federal government for millions of dollars per year, but no, it's a good thing you didn't see the kids. I mean, that to me, that's a real reach. You know, that's
Mhm.
because, you know, it's not that, particularly when you look at it, as it's not the people that are traditionally the most concerned about the health and well-being of children and the safety of children saying, oh no, it's a good thing these Somalis that don't speak any English wouldn't let you in to prove that there's no kids there, because we don't want you around the kids because you're some rando with a camera.
Yeah.
But if he was a
Generally,
rando in a camera in a dress, they probably
yeah.
would have been on board.
Generally speaking, you can tell if a place is a daycare or not
Oh yeah.
because they've got shit around, like stuff that kids play with. And, you know, people
The
are
windows aren't
picking their,
blacked out.
yeah, their people are picking their children up or dropping them off or,
Yeah.
you know,
They're they're
whatever.
they're usually not in industrial parks.
Or
They
or a smoke shop.
or a smoke shop. Or they have, you know, working phone numbers. That's my favorite one I saw today. One of the places on their federal paperwork for their like federal funding, the phone number is the governor's office. That made me laugh so fucking hard for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm a lack of sleep. It just tickled my funny bone just right, where I was just like,
It's
"Hey,
because
that's
they knew how flagrant they could be. They
Yeah.
knew. They
oh yeah,
knew that they knew there were going to be no consequences. And to be completely honest with you, I'm going to be surprised if there are consequences.
Oh well, some of the catch myself there. It's what some of the Somalis might actually wind up getting, thrown in jail,
Deported.
deported,
I
processed.
mean,
Someone will
all.
complain that they're not getting their due process. There'll be rallies and pickets and marches and protests and
I mean,
um, I-
at what point do we look into the legitimacy of Ilhan Omar's citizenship? At what
um,
point do you look into
it's
that?
it's
Someone
it's
has to.
it's I've seen it floating around a little bit more
Yeah.
Yeah,
recently.
I've seen that they're bringing up a vote to expel her from Congress. That's not going to work. You don't have the numbers to be able to actually remove her from her seat. So what you ought to do, I mean, she's already said, Trump hates her. It's gross how much he pays attention to her and all this blah blah blah. So okay, Trump, put together a special counsel to do an investigation into this. Literally find out. Go into the Department of whatever. What department would it even be? Department of Homeland Security? I don't know. Whatever department it is that's going to be handling, when her father supposedly naturalized, and they can go through one of the fucking 70 names that he gave during the time that he was here, and if they cannot find that he actually did it, I don't care. Fine.
Yep. Well, they're saying there's more coming through with the brother marrying thing too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
That and she changed her birth year. The entire time she sat in the state Congress of Minnesota, her birth year was whatever. And then when she won the national seat, that's when she contacted them, or her group contacted them and were like, "Hey, you have to change her birth year, make it to where she's a year younger than what we had said she was." Why? Because that made her story fit to where she got to be naturalized into citizenship when her father became one because she was a minor.
hmm. Yep. But my favorite thing about this, the ongoing, and just as the numbers keep going up too, I mean, I think it's up to 18 billion now. Um,
Hmm.
is the instead of, I mean, it just exposed, Tim Walz could have been the vice president of the United States. This
Yep.
guy is, I mean, I'm almost at the point where I'm going to stop calling him a retard because I feel like that's offensive to other retards. Um, and and his current defense, like he actually said in a news conference today when somebody brought he's not even like, he would have been better off ignoring it, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, and just not answering it, pulling a Brandon Johnson and just walking away. Instead, he's like, well, plenty of white people commit crimes too. What does that have to do with this specific group defrauding the government for billions of dollars?
That's
His
what they
his
call
defense is,
whataboutism.
yeah, and he's trying to make it a racial issue, and it's not a racial issue, it's a monetary issue.
Yeah.
I
Well, let's
mean,
let's prosecute those people also.
I mean,
yes, let's prosecute the white people
It's
defrauding
not
the
a
people
zero.
too.
It's not
It's
zero sum. It's not you get
yeah.
one or the other. You can prosecute both of them.
yep.
Oh yeah, we
It,
can and should prosecute them all.
it's
Um,
it's an interesting fact to point out too that the money stolen from United States taxpayers and sent to terrorists in Somalia, allegedly, is worth more than Somalia's entire GDP.
GDP. Yep, I saw
yeah,
that today.
that's another that's another thing on my bullet point is Somalia's GDP is U.S. taxpayer funded. So
Yeah, yeah. Can I take this moment to officially, I would like to, as myself, officially recognize Somaliland as an official place and recognize their sovereignty away from the filthy, dirty Somalia. I don't know if you followed anything about that. That's really interesting too. You guys
no,
should look into
I
that. Somaliland, Northern Cape Horn of Africa, disputed territory, Somalia. Okay, really interesting. Look into it.
Hmm.
okay. I was just going to ask if that was just like, Minnesota's answer to Disney World, but
No, they want to be an independent nation from the corruption and terrorist supporting that is Somalia. I mean, in fact, in Somaliland, they put up an Israeli flag because they're like, we don't like this terrorist bullshit. We want unification.
Well, that's interesting. I did not know that. Thank you for
Me
bringing
either.
that to my attention.
Learn something new every day.
Exactly.
When I got time on my hands, I like to soak stuff up. I've been down some rabbit holes this week.
Yeah, I have not actually. I've been basically coasting since Christmas. I it was very much a like really chill. Had a very nice time with the kids. They came over, hung out with the in-laws. I got some new boots. I'm happy. My kids spoiled me a little bit. I got a bottle of Whistle Pig Rye single barrel that is back there somewhere on my shelf. Eventually, I'll be getting some shelves on there so I can put my bottles out so they're not on top of my record player. But one thing at a time. And
Or you
but
could
yeah,
just drink it.
I could. But this is actually a hand numbered bottle, limited edition. Like they did a run of the Rye for the Shy. It's got a separate label on it, so they. I thought it was kind of
Are you
neat.
gonna
And
Are you gonna
uh,
sell it?
no, I'm just gonna sit on it and enjoy it because it was a thoughtful
Yeah.
gift from my kid.
Yeah. So get
Um,
a decanter, sit on it, and enjoy it. That's what I'd say.
but it was this is 2 years in a row he's got me like a numbered bottle of bourbon, so it's or a numbered bottle of whiskey, I should say. He got me a bourbon last year, which was like it's a Texas bourbon, which I didn't know that was a thing, but
Yeah, it can't be
it's
called a bourbon then
Yeah,
legally.
it can. Yes, it can.
Did
It
did
does
that
not. That is
change?
not a rule. It's all.
it's
It all has to do with the process and not where it was bottled or distilled.
So it has to be done with the barrels then. It has to be done with barrels.
Well, it's
Is it the
the
charred
recipe.
barrels?
Well, the recipe has to be a certain amount of corn and whatever, and then you have to age it in the barrels and all that stuff. I'm not an expert at this. I just drink the stuff.
Of course, they gotta take away the one thing Kentucky had besides chicken.
hey, you still have Kentucky Colonels. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Got new ones apparently.
Kentucky.
yep.
I mean, I know what that is. You just send them some fucking money and you become a goddamn Kentucky Colonel. So,
Well, sometimes it can be just an acknowledgement of whatever contributions to society or whatever.
yeah, you can get nominated for it, but you can also make a nice donation and you're now a Kentucky Colonel. So
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, a couple of years ago or last year, he got me a Kentucky or a Texas bourbon that was like the second year this distillery's been in business, and again, hand numbered bottle, and it's all fancy. And I looked it up, and he paid way too much money for this first bottle of fucking bourbon in the first place, and B, a year and some change later, it's now at like a $300 bottle of bourbon, apparently by collector standards. So I'm like, I like this. It's going to sit there and just look pretty for a while. Might be an investment. Who knows?
There are people who do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a legitimate thing. People who uh buy alcohol of some sort or another and then just hold on to it.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, I actually at my last job, one of the clients came in for his annual meeting or whatever, and we were having a little after work aperitif in the executive lounge room. And he came in and we started talking about all these different bottles that are on the shelves, and the super knowledgeable guy about everything about all these different whiskeys. And he's asking me what I like, and I'm telling him, "Oh, well, you should try this. You should try that." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "So, what's your favorite whiskey?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't drink." And I went,
That's right.
"Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, it's I buy, I trade, I collect. I don't drink though." I'm like, "Oh, interesting."
I forgot that we had this conversation once already. It was in the
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
episode.
We did discuss that in the lost episode actually.
Yep.
So, little nuggets will
Let me
arise
ask
from
you
that.
guys your opinion on this bottle. Basil Hayden. You like Basil Hayden?
Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
That
say,
that is that is my go-to.
yeah, I don't have one
I'm
here, but
drinking it
yes.
right now.
I am fond of the basil.
Yeah.
It's I actually I had a great one of the local liquor stores here fucked up a few years back, and I don't know if it was this kid's first day, but it was probably his last day because he had Basil Hayden on the shelf tagged at 19.99 a bottle.
Woo. Yeah, I'd have bought all of it.
Yeah, yeah. Guess who went home with 8 bottles of Basil Hayden's that
Yep.
night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he caught hell for that one, but I wasn't gonna correct him. So
I mean, that was only half price. I mean, really. I mean, Basil Hayden's not an expensive bottle by
yeah,
any means.
Generally
but
40 something for a fifth.
Yeah, they're around $40 a
yeah,
bottle.
it's
But hey, that's still significant with enough
yeah. I was
if
gonna say
everybody buys it all up.
50% off is 50% off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, I dropped $120 that day, or 100 $160 or something like that. But you know what? Didn't feel bad about it at all. And I was pleasantly buzzed for a couple of weeks after that. So
Yep.
and that was like I said, that was years ago. It's when I was working in Chicago. So it basil stayed in my flask that I took on the train with me for a good solid 3 months. Uh, because of that poor kid at the liquor store that didn't know how to work a pricing gun.
It's fine. Hey, it's good stuff. So,
Oh yeah, it's a good sip.
yep. I've had a run, another good one I've enjoyed. We're gonna turn this into the podcast, but Blade and Bow
Okay,
is
Blade
a
and
Blade.
Bow
Oh
is a good
yeah.
one
Blade and Bow
too.
is good.
Mhm.
I have I've been drinking a little bit of it. If you can see this wad of keys,
Yeah.
but
uh,
yeah,
just a smidge.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
No,
actually
you know the
a
story
five key
behind
club
Blade?
member. I got the little
You-
cup.
So I'm you know the story behind him then, right?
Well, the one that's on the bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
just so cool. Because I mean, like, you open up a place that had been closed for so long and you start incorporating their old stuff to make your stuff. And it's got such a smooth
oh, it's
flavor
really
to
good.
it. Hmm.
Yeah. No. Now I want a Blade and Bow bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, I've unfortunately I never got to keep the keys because I've been drinking it at work for the last couple of years. So
Yeah,
and that's yeah, a lot of my indulgences were corporate financed. And now they are uh sadly on restriction for a little while. But
Aaron, do you like caviar, Aaron?
um honestly, I could take it or leave it. I'm not.
I mean, it's like every other delicacy from the sea. It's salty. It
Well,
it
yeah.
tastes it tastes like it to me, oysters, caviar, all that shit. Right? That all to me it just tastes like, oh, I've got weird texture ocean in my mouth. This is so pleasant. Why do rich people eat that? What's the point?
I've
Um
never actually had that. So, but
well, I mean I've had, I've had standard, like, salmon roe. I've had a lot of different kinds of it actually. And I've had actual beluga caviar from Russia. And supposedly the best caviar in the world, and it does nothing for me. I mean, people will be like, "Oh, this is a delicacy." That's a really weird way of saying something you got to force yourself to eat.
hmm
What about squid ink, Aaron? You ever made squid ink something?
Yes, I have.
Oh my fucking
Actually,
god. And what does that do? Does that change the flavor or does it just make it fucking black?
it changes the flavor a little bit. It makes it fucking black mostly. I've made squid ink pasta.
So like I can't imagine it'd taste any different than if you're chewing on a pin and it busted in your mouth. I can't imagine it tastes any different than that.
Well, it no, because like pen ink is more metallic based. Like I said, it's a little salty. It's nothing. It's mostly for the color.
So
It's
why not just use food color?
Well, see, here's the thing. A long time ago, they didn't have food coloring per se, and food coloring is extracted from things in nature. And if you wanted a good, rich, deep black, you needed shit like squid ink to get it.
You know what I'd do as a chef? I would just put that Musu black in there, the darkest black in the world, that paint, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I actually want to get some of that. Just again, this is more like when Aaron's back to having a job kind of stuff. Because I had this really stupid idea that I think would be hilarious, just to get some of that like light absorbing black paint and then just like do it like face paint style and just go out and start running around the neighborhood as like a void. You're like, I'm
I would
not
do
sure
it. I
what
would
that
do it on
was.
I would do it on a morph suit before I would put it on you, just in case.
Yeah,
Right?
that's probably a good point because I mean, I don't know if that shit would stain.
I,
Sure, it will.
I'm assuming it would. Oh, this is something I learned this past week. Did you know that, like, back in the 70s, maybe it was the 80s, that they were like, We've invented a marker that is so permanent, like it's permanent, permanent. Like you can't get rid of it." And like they started giving them to schools, and people would write on blackboards or whatever. And so they're like, no, the only people that have them now are the government, right? And what they use them for is nuclear waste container. So they can write like, leave this shit alone, and it'll stay there even as the material decomposes. It'll just be there.
Mm.
Oh, hey, I just noticed in the chat, I don't know how long ago Mike said this because the whole lag thing, but Mike said a few years ago, due to the gas station had a pump price for premium $2 less than it should have been, he got all his vehicles there and filled them all up and then told him. That was the proper play. Good job. And
Filled
I can
up a
say
few
that.
drums, filled up a few
Yeah, I
containers,
was
you
gonna say
know.
I would have taken the fucking all the gas cans I have and
Yeah.
which
Rent rented an oil tanker, dumped out their whole stock. Then I told them.
Yeah. Many years ago, I had it back when I used to have a motorcycle. We were on a road trip and we stopped in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And I was almost out of gas and I had to stop, obviously, get some. And the pump they had, I think they maybe were getting close to being out at the station, but it would barely trickle out of the pump. And I'm a hard-headed guy, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna get this shit. And then I started noticing that the counter on the pump wasn't moving much. So I just sat there and barely squeezed it and filled my tank up for like $1. It's like, your
yep.
loss, buddy. I paid for that shit and left.
Yep. This is the way. Yeah, my biggest in terms of gas, there's a gas station here that does rewards points and it'll let you cash in your points for taking off uh like 5 cents per like 100 points or something like that. And we were doing a thing where at the place I was working at the time, we were bringing in like I want to say 7 or 8 dozen donuts every morning. And the company was paying for all the donuts, but the company didn't care about the rewards points. So I was using my rewards number to get all these rewards. I wound up paying 9 cents a gallon for gas for like 2 months. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My son does that shit. He has to go run around and buy stuff for the company he works for, and he has rewards accounts at every place that he goes that offers them, and so he's
Well,
building up rewards for all the stuff that he's not actually buying himself.
yeah, that was it's actually kind of funny. I had that with the place I was working at the local grocery store because being a testing chef, I would very often have to go run and grab a couple things here, a couple things there, and I'm not going to order a whole case of stuff when I need like 2 cups of it. So I would go to the grocery store for a lot of the staple stuff, produce and milk and stuff like that. And I wound up getting, I had so many points that were about to expire. I was like, well, I need to go burn all these points up at the grocery store. And it's not the store I usually shop at because they're usually a little more pricey, but it was the only one close to the office. and they have one here by my house that I usually don't go to because, like I said, pricey, and I'm cheap. So, and I went in there with like, I guess I got a notification on the app like you have 7,000 points that are about to expire. Well, what can I get with 7,000 points? I can get some free ice cream. I can get $10 off my meat department purchase. I want to go in and buying ground beef. I think I want to pay in like $2 a pound for it because I used the $10 off of a meat department purchase. So my $40 pound, 10 pounds of ground beef turned into a $30 10 pounds of ground beef, and little stuff like that. It always
You know,
makes sense to me. If you gotta do it, you might as well do it.
you know what rewards program I hate? Lowe's Cash. I fucking
Lowe's
hate Lowe's.
cash, huh?
Yeah, dude, Lowe's Cash. The reason I
Hmm.
fucking hate it, I don't go to Lowe's enough. All right, like, and when I go to Lowe's, I make like a big purchase. It's like if I'm going to Lowe's, it's to get what I need, and then I'm not going back to Lowe's. Although we all know the first time you go to Lowe's, you're going to go back 3 times that
Right.
day. You forgot, but besides that, that one day, that's the Lowe's day, right? And then I don't look, and then, like, I get, like, on the little app or whatever, and it's like, "Hey, you got Lowe's Cash." And I'm like, "Hell yeah." And I'm like, "How much do I got?" It's like, "You have no Lowe's Cash." And I'm like, "Wait, what? You just told me that." You have to spend it in, like, 30 days or something. Like, it's not there very long. But, like, it'll be like, "You got, like, $100 in Lowe's Cash." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." "Oh, no, it's gone." So,
Oh,
like, yeah, dude, I don't like that shit. It should last for
Mm.
at least, like, half a year or something, you know?
yeah. Well, that's what I like about the Menards programs. They're 11% back deal. Now, granted, I would like it better if they just lowered the price 11% and just left it alone instead of making me jump
Oh,
through hoops. But
you know why they do that though, don't you?
because then you
It's
come
because
back.
lazy. Well, no, lazy people don't do it, so they get to keep the money. You got
Yeah.
to fill out all the paperwork and send all the shit in, and then they give you the money back or whatever. But most people don't ever do that. So if they lowered the price, everybody would get the money off.
Yeah.
That's why some places do the deposits on soda, like Michigan. When you go and buy soda, you're paying like a deposit per can, and it adds up, right? Like if it's 10 cents a can, it's $1.20 every time you buy soda, right? Or a 12 pack. But I would never bring the cans back. So
Right.
yeah, he's exactly right. The whole point is they know the vast majority of us aren't going to follow through on getting that redemption. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's easy and free money for them.
Yeah, I'm actually speaking of Menards, and I'm going to bitch for a minute here. I'm going to get up on my soapbox. My biggest complaint about it is they make those thermal print receipts that you have to turn in, and they're like, okay, well, you got a year from the date of purchase to submit it or whatever. And then if you don't do it right away, those fucking things fade, and then you're screwed anyway. So it's like you
Hmm.
need to act quickly. Now, I shouldn't bitch too much because I think last year I bought a dishwasher with my 11% rebate checks. If that tells you how much money I spend on home improvement shit. Um, and yeah, and it was not a cheap dishwasher either. It's a very nice dishwasher. It made the missus happy. Um, yeah, she just said it in the comments too. We got a free dishwasher with Menards rebates.
Yeah. Well.
And yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be fixing shit around the house, and that's one of the things about having a house is you're gonna be fixing shit, or you're gonna be paying somebody else to do it. And I'm cheap, so I'm gonna be fixing shit.
Yeah, see that's the whole thing. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, if I can pay rent, I can pay for a mortgage." Yeah, you can pay for a mortgage. Can you pay for the shit that fucks up in the house that's not going to be covered by your homeowner's insurance, which is like 99% of it?
Right. And
Yep.
then the insurance, because the difference between homeowners insurance and
Oh yeah.
renters insurance is significant.
Night
Oh
and
yeah.
day.
Oh
Night
yeah.
and day.
That's my favorite thing is the fact that I have renter's insurance because technically my father-in-law owns the property. So I get away with having renter's insurance. And
Lucky you.
Yeah,
yeah.
but you also have to fix all the shit in the house. See, you've already admitted to that.
Yeah, I mean, now to be fair, 90% of the time if I'd be like, hey, we had to fix this. Okay, we'll knock it off the rent. All right, cool. All good. So,
So,
not
damn. Yeah, you got the nice setup then, huh?
Yeah.
yeah, I have a very I have a really generous set of in-laws that said, well, it's not like, there's no house payment. There's no problems, we can help you guys out. Here you go. And that's also kind of nice when situations that happen, like where, all of a sudden you're unemployed and you go, hey, look, here's the deal. And, and he goes, well, yeah, that's fine. We'll square up once you get back on your feet. Cool.
I
Thanks.
love how we've got your wife being the fourth panelist in this through the chat.
Yeah. I offered to let her come on tonight. She didn't want to get dressed.
I didn't get dressed.
Views probably would have went up.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. No. And by get dressed, I mean, she didn't want to have to like get cleaned up and not, be sitting around in a pair of sweats. And I was like, babe, look at me. And she's just, God, I can hear her laughing right now.
I didn't even brush my hair, dude. This is all natural. Like, I mean, I brushed it when I got up this
Aaron
morning,
didn't
but that
brush
was
his
it.
hair either.
I did. You guys just can't tell.
Oh, the one hair.
Yeah, I just brush it really hard.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I forgot to put my hat on, so I get the gleam of the light over here driving me nuts.
Raise your headphones up. I want to see if you got a dent. No, you guys talk so you take over.
What? Can you see?
No, there's no dent. Look.
No dent. Nice. Nice. I bet
they're well sized.
Have you seen those videos though, where like people they take it off and it's like,
yeah, they got a crease in their head and it's
permanent.
Yeah, I don't wear these that often, but also, like I said, I took the time and effort to fit them properly, so
yeah,
it's amazing how much shit you can avoid just by taking an extra 2 minutes in life.
Well, Aaron, I'm going to take the opportunity to go over the 2026 stuff. Since I've only got like 8 minutes left on my time here, and my wife's making me go inside and not let me play anymore.
That's fair.
But so, well, not the 26, but the high points of 25. I started a website, started a channel, did lots of stupid stuff, made some shirts. You've got one on again. I almost wore that damn shirt today. And I was like, no, he's going to put it on. I knew you would.
Well, the funny thing is, I put it on without thinking about like, hey, I'm going to be seeing JD later. I put it on because I was like, this is what I want to wear today.
Yeah.
I left the house today. I was out in public.
Congratulations.
I was like, this is what I'm going to wear out in public today. Because it makes me happy. So yeah, I mean, it's really weird that leaving the house is like a landmark kind of thing for me at this point. I'm like, yeah, I ran to Walgreens, picked up some pills, old people shit.
Yeah.
And then I went and filled up, because I won't drink the tap water here. So went and filled up some of the 5-gallon water jugs that we have. And, then proceeded to dump one on the floor when I got home.
Well, that's like Kevin with the chili, man.
Yeah, no, actually, that would have been much funnier. It was actually something much stupider than that, because I have them in a rack on the like where you come in from the doorway to the kitchen, and it was literally right before we started this when I was out walking the dog and I let her go, and I didn't detach her leash from her, and she ran into the house because like I said, it's freezing out here. And so she bolted into the house like, I got to go get my cookies because I did good. And her leash caught the cap on the bottom bottle on the rack, because I got these really handy dandy reusable silicone ones that are great because they seal real good. But the handle of the leash wrapped around the cord just popped it right off. And all of a sudden I see bloop, 2 gallons bloop, of water. It's just bloop, bloop. I'm like, well, that's not good. So,
yeah.
But yes. So, I mean, yeah, 2025 has been a good year. I mean, you wound up, making some friends and
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of degenerates and yeah, we do dumb stuff for giggles, and that's about it. I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more of it. So
for sure. As I always say to my people that I like having around, you're welcome to come talk with me anytime you want. You know, all
Well,
you
here
gotta
I
do is
am.
get my attention.
Yeah.
Well, that was more like I threw it out there, and I appreciate you taking me up on it, because otherwise it would have been you guys, you guys and John and Bill. It would have just been me sitting here going, well, it's another day, and I didn't prepare any show notes. So here, it's time to listen to me bitch for 40 minutes without taking a breath.
Eh.
Eh. But
It's good to have something new to do every now and then, I guess.
yeah, I got a couple little side things that I kind of put out into the world to a couple of people on X, different like the kid who runs the Santa Decides account was talking about he might want to do a podcast, and I was like, well, dude, let me know. I'll help you set one up. I'm not the greatest, but I can get you started.
You know what?
And,
I'm a little aggravated at that kid, man. Damn it, I did everything but offer sexual services to get a shout out from that guy, and it never did work out. Maybe
yeah,
I should have gone the extra mile. I
I
mean, that's all
mean,
it's, you know.
no, yeah, that's the funny thing is I don't know how I wound up like establishing a bit of not a ton of rapport with the guy, but I got nice listed a couple of years ago actually, and I've just made a point of like staying in his ear with it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
but
the high point of my ex career so far is being followed by the Daisy BB gun people. So
hey, that's a pretty good one.
uh, I I I almost did a backflip, and my fat ass doing a backflip is
Well,
something to
if I
behold.
would say if you decide to do that, make sure you get video, because
I'm not
yeah,
gonna live through it. No.
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll play it at your memorial,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen. The moment, thump. Like,
With a loud crack as my neck breaks.
yep. I can sympathize. I almost tried doing a because there was a time where I used to could do a back handspring, and I can't do that shit no more.
I've never been able to do stuff like that. The high point of my 26 is going to be starting off with a trip to SHOT Show. So we'll see what I can grab from that, because we
Yep.
all know there's going to be some characters at that thing. So
Oh,
I'm
without
going
a
to go
doubt.
looking for them.
Get in there, get some networking done.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Or get punched in the face. That's always a possibility.
A little from column A. You know, I mean, uh, I was just had a brain fart there where I was like, is there any kind of way I could conceive? No, there's not. I was sitting there going, I could take this, if I change my business filing real quick. Like, no, look, I'm a new weapons developer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I look at all these 3D printers I got.
I mean, anything's possible.
I'm just saying I could stage it really convincingly without having an actual product to push. But I don't know. Still don't have the resources to do it though. I mean, and actually it'll be interesting to see what 2026 brings, because I do have my first week of January. I've got a chef's test, which will be for one of the jobs I interviewed for a couple weeks ago. They said, yeah, we'd love you to come in and do the test. And this guy's going to be there and that guy's going to be there. And the vice president of this department's going to be, oh, yeah, no pressure. No pressure at
Yeah.
all. And, but yeah, so that's a week from Wednesday. I got to do that. So that'll be fun. And I know I should be going into it well rested and confident, which means I won't get any sleep Tuesday night. And
Absolutely. You'll overthink it, but you're
yeah.
going to do well. I have faith in you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it's nothing out of my wheelhouse. It's a mystery box competition, kind of like if you watch Iron Chef.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Only it's 4 courses, and it's gonna be in a kitchen I've never spent more than a couple seconds in, and it'll be fun. It's good chance to prove I'm actually as good as I tell them I am. So, but anywho, so thanks for coming on, my friend. Have a
Yep.
lovely evening. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year,
And,
JD.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to meet you too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hop off, and you guys have a good rest of your broadcast, and
Well,
see
thank
you
you,
later,
sir.
man.
For sure. And then
Aaron.
number 2, Cody.
Get your lightsaber.
Okay. Which one?
It doesn't matter.
Uh,
This is my Count Dooku one.
I just hit my soundproofing. Now we can have. Then the dog busted it. No, yeah. Sean says I need to do more yoga with her. Just to update the chat. Now the dog will hear this and go hide in the living room.
I'll do you.
Now, see, I grabbed the Luke Skywalker one because I figured, is that a Palpatine?
Dooku.
Oh, Dooku. Okay. Yeah, I missed the handle. Although
I've got Dooku.
I'm enjoying the noises. Sorry.
I've got Dooku. I've got one half or one of Asajj Ventress. I've got one half of Darth Maul's lightsaber. And I've got Kylo Ren's.
Yeah, I almost when episode 1 came out, I actually almost bought the full-size double-bladed Darth Maul saber.
So
But I got kicked out of the Toys R Us for fighting my friend in the aisle before we bought them. So
I had the double like this style, the double bladed.
Yeah.
It was before Hasbro was doing them, so it was back when Master Replicas was still doing it. So I had that. I had Luke's from A New Hope, and I had Vader's from Empire Strikes Back. And then my uncle got into the storage unit they were in and sold them. Now I didn't know until I got told, hey, that storage unit needs to be paid for or else it's going to go up for auction. So I was like, well, I got stuff in there. So I went and paid like 3 months back rent on it or whatever. Went in and was like, oh, all my shit's gone. So I just wasted my money. Right.
Yep. That sucks. Yeah, that's grounds for an ass whooping. Yes, Mike, he sees your Schwartz is as big as mine.
My Schwartz is as big as yours. No, so I had some extra money after taking care of all of my Christmas obligations. And so I was like, I'm gonna get myself a present. And I ordered my first not like official licensed lightsaber.
Yeah.
So from Theory Sabers, which it's basically the YouTube channel Star Wars Theory. He's been
Yeah.
on there for a very long time. I like him. Like, I mean, I don't always agree with his Star Wars takes, but I like him. I like his old content. I like his new content. He started his own saber company because he wanted to give people lightsabers that you could actually duel with and shit.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay. He was running, you could either do 25% off or buy one and get two for free. But the two you got for free were going to be like the lowest quality ones, and like you didn't get to pick them or anything. And so I went with 25% off of a Grandmaster mystery box. So so I've got a 70% chance to get like one of the top end non-replica models, so just like one of the ones he created, but it's got like the best blade and the best soundboard in it, or a top or a 20% chance to get like a top of the line replica. And those things can go for like 13, 14, $1,500. And I also get a 1 in 100 chance of getting a golden ticket, which allows me to just get 5 lightsabers that I want for free from him. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's not here yet, though. It's not here yet,
Aw.
though. The last update was that,
It's
and this kind
coming
of
via
pissed me off.
USPS and
No, it's coming from UPS, so better than USPS at least.
yeah.
Even though apparently UPS is a bunch of Teamsters, so they're actually pretty lazy at the end of the day. Anyway, um, just taking that quick union jab. Anyway, no, I was a little disappointed, I do have to say, because like when it started getting the updates, it was like, yeah, here it is. It's in Hong Kong, got loaded onto a boat, and I was like, Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Anyway, it got to America 2 days ago, but that was the last update that I got. Like 12:02 a.m., 12:27, arrived in the US. So I'm hoping it gets here before I have to go back to fucking Texas, or else I'm gonna have
Yeah,
like my mom ship it to me. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, you just have something to look forward to.
Oh, and you know what? The last time, no, not the last episode, probably about a month ago, someone popped into your chat, Yeti Yet, and he asked how my Funko collection was doing, right?
Yeah.
So it's back there. It's not even at 200 pieces. I know it looks like it's probably way more than that, but not even 200 pieces altogether. Almost worth $5,000, and that's not what I've spent on it. And to be completely frank, if Funko goes out of business, it's good for my investment. Shit's gonna blow
Yep.
up even
That's
more
true. The
because then they can't get them. So
Yeah. That's true. And I mean, I can't say too much. I've got my little toys and statues, and I'm actually you can't above where the pictures are behind me. I've got some I'm getting some plate shelves, and I got a bunch of like model motorcycles I got from my dad and stuff that I want to put up
hell yeah.
there, and you know, knickknacks and bric-a-brac and things that make me go But
See, I've got some taxidermied fish, like
like the
I
big mouth Billy
know
Bass.
I know I've got like a pretty large mouth bass in there. I've got I don't know if it was I think it was a marlin. It might have been a swordfish. I think it was a marlin based off of the size of it. And then a pretty decent sized mahi, right? And I want to hang them up somewhere, but I don't have
A
room.
mahi mahi or just the one mahi?
Well, at first I was like a mahi, and then I remembered there is another one. So mahi. It was just a Christopher Walken pause in there.
uh,
He had a mahi.
a mahi mahi.
Mahi. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
I will
indeed.
say though that this lightsaber here, the Count Dooku one,
Mm-hmm.
I have wanted this. I wanted this for so long. I got this last year for Christmas. So
That's I like the curved hooked handle.
yeah, and like that's what
Although it,
Christopher Lee wanted that because he was like, no, I'm more like a fencer type guy, and this Count Dooku, he's regal. He'd be a fencer too, and I'm like, fuck yeah, and I like this part.
the
It
little
looks pretty slick.
pommel guard. Yeah, no, it's a slick looking handle. I if I had the money to spend on extraneous shit right now, I would actually like to get a Darth Bane saber.
That'd be
I mean,
cool.
that'd be cool. It would,
Yeah.
something that's never actually been seen in actual production media, but everybody knows what it looks like if you read the books. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of the original hook sabers. So,
Yep.
and that would make me happy because I would know what it was, and like actual nerds would know what it was, and everybody else would just go, "Hey, nice nerd stick," and I'd. Yeah.
Well, how much longer you want to go?
I don't know. I mean, how much longer you want to go? I don't know how riveting this is for everybody else, but we're enjoying it.
I mean, we still got an audience.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm
I don't
surprised
know.
Bruce hasn't popped in here.
Yeah, I actually was kind of expecting him to pop in, but maybe
Like,
not.
I mean,
Maybe
it's
he's got
seven
other shit
o'clock
going
his
on.
time. Maybe he's in bed already.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, early bird special, watch wheel, gotta hang it up.
Well,
Ah,
let's see. My 2025, and let's see. I made more money than I did in 2024, so
that's a
that's
plus.
it's always a plus. Let's see. Uh, I haven't verified this, so trust but verify. So I haven't verified this yet, but Grok told me apparently I'm in the top like 80 percentile of earners in the US apparently. So that's pretty
Oh,
cool. That's
that's
pretty
cool.
cool. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm decidedly not.
I've spent a lot of time this year arguing with communists, Islamists, and groypers, but I say the same thing 3 times over at the end of the day, really. So, yeah, and that was kind of one of the newer topics I wanted to talk about. I, have you heard anything about this clavicular guy? I call him clavicle bone.
Not really. I mean, peripherally. I've actually
So,
been pretty unplugged for the last couple of weeks, to be
so I
completely honest.
never heard of the guy before, right? A couple days ago, just randomly on my YouTube feed, this thing pops up, and it's from I want to say uh, a Tozy, which is another YouTuber, but basically he like covers people like Johnny Somali and shit like that, like people that are nuisances, and he like likes to cover their trials and stuff too. Well, he covered this guy and was like, this streamer just destroyed his career. And essentially, the guy ran over someone in a Cybertruck on stream, kept going, and was like, "Oh, is he dead?" Now, in the interim, like in the few days that have passed since then, like that story's kind of become murky. Like the guy's not dead. Apparently, he was stalking him for a while, or stream sniping him, or something. And someone has claimed that he had a gun. But regardless, anyway, the whole point with this guy, this clavicular guy, he is a major proponent of physiognomy. Like the shape of the skull. What Leonardo DiCaprio's character was so invested in
Yeah, and
Django Unchained. Yeah, yeah. And Michael Knowles from Daily Wire.
yeah,
Okay, so for some reason, Michael Knowles is interviewing this guy. I had assumed it was over the whole possible, vehicular assault thing, but apparently the guy's got, as the kids say, motion. So I might have been set up before the whole hitting a guy with his car. I don't know the details on that, but I do know that that whole conversation was basically this guy talking about the physiognomy, however you pronounce it, and
phrenology, that one.
no, it's fizzy something. It's like
Well, I would say because
PHISOGNOMY, physiognomy.
well, I would say because there's phrenology too, which is literally a study of the cranium, so shape of your
Well,
head and all that shit.
yeah, but like basically his whole point is the more attractive you are, like the better you are at like leading, and the smarter you are and the better at. So like Michael Knowles asked this motherfucker, he's like, okay, so it's 2028, you have the option to vote for JD Vance or Gavin Newsom. And he says like JD Vance has a recessed something and deformed something or else, and he's overweight. I'm voting for Gavin Newsom. And then like Nick fucking Fuentes comes out and he's like, speak the truth, brother. I only care about handsome men. Go handsome men. Woohoo. Such a fucking faggot. But the
Yeah,
whole point is this is how retarded these kids are now. Like and it kind of clicked with me with the Pierce Morgan interview, right? Like Nick Fuentes won the Pierce Morgan interview because Pierce Morgan treated him as though he was a person who experiences shame. They don't experience shame. They don't believe the consequences are real, right? And they don't believe in accountability, right? These kids are they scare the shit out of me. This shit's scary. Like I think they're a bunch of fucking like little pansy faggots at the end of the day, but they've got a lot of people convinced who aren't necessarily little pussy faggots that we should team up with Islam and just send us all back into the dark ages. And I mean, these motherfuckers they're not joking about that. These guys they have no convictions except the conviction of being so fucking wrong in their stupidity. I mean, they're literally being led by Nick Fuentes. Okay,
Yep.
this is a guy who traditional white nationalist would not consider white by any stretch of the imagination. His mother was Irish Italian, two groups not considered white by white nationalists traditionally. And then his father was second generation Hispanic. I've heard Cuban, I've heard Mexican. I don't know. Don't really care. Right. I'm,
Yep.
and he's effeminate as all can be. He's effeminate as all can be. I don't care that he's a virgin. I don't believe that he's a virgin. I'm pretty sure he's had plenty of gay sex. Okay. But like, that's what Pierce Morgan tried to push him on. He was like, "You're a virgin. You're a virgin, Nick. How do you feel about that?" And he's all like, "Yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage." But then the
Yeah.
motherfucker will turn around and say marriage is gay. All right. So
Pierce Morgan's an idiot. Nick Fuentes
he is. Pierce Morgan is an idiot. He was the only person I've seen push back so far on Fuentes on anything, including some YouTubers who I've watched, YouTubers who I used to respect, and they're just sitting there not pushing back on anything. I'm like, I'm not watching you anymore. If this is literally what you're doing, like, and you don't have the ability or the wherewithal or the principles to say, no, we shouldn't be joining up with Islamists. No, Hitler was not cool. No, Stalin was not cool. No, we should not give up on the free market. Uh, and no, not everybody of a different race than you is a problem. All right. Like, I mean, those are just, I'm sorry, if that's not common sense to you, then you're a fucking retard. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it's awful. It's awful. And I'm telling you, if you've got kids, from fucking 6 up to fucking 20 something. You need to be knowing what the fuck it is they're actually paying attention to, where they're getting their news from. Because if it's from a Fuentes, if it's from a Myron Gaines, if it's from a Hassan Piker, if it's from a clavicular, you need to know who these people are watching. Because, like, telling you, I'm telling you, if you want to venture into this world, this whole like Twitch streamer paradigm shit, go follow Yeet. Just type in Yeet on Twitter and it'll pop up. It's a like laughing emoji as like the profile picture. He keeps track of all of this shit. Post it on there for you to see. I'm telling you, if you don't know what these people are doing, what they promote to your children, what AT&T, Amazon, all these places are allowing to be put out to you, right? That they sponsor, that they run ads on. This is what your kids are watching. You need to pay attention to that. Like I'm dead ass serious because you don't think that the crazy shit can happen here. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, we're on the precipice of it. We're on the precipice of it. The boomers they really are aging out. They really are.
Yep.
And the longer that they want to hold on to that power, it's when you're going to have all these Zoomers coming in, and you've got retarded millennials going, "Yep, that sounds good to me too." So I'm just telling you, be prepared.
Yeah.
That's my 2026 resolution: getting in shape, both for health reasons, but for practical reasons too. Because if I'm not in shape, when shit hits the fan, it's not going to make it any easier on me.
That's true. I need to start hiking more. Which if it wasn't fucking winter here, I'd be doing it more regularly already since I have time on my hands. But
I'm hitting the weights. I'm hitting the weights, and I will be doing cardio and yoga. Yoga's very important. I know it sounds stupid, but
no,
I'm dead.
it's
Stretching the muscles helps because it allows more range of motion. Because think about it like this. So you've got two extreme ends of fitness. You've got like your marathon runner, all right? They have the endurance to run that, but they don't really have like any kind of physical strength, right? And then you've got like the bodybuilders who it's all strength, hardly any endurance, and they can't wipe their own ass. Like, who wants to be in that position? All right. So, like, you got to find like that happy medium, the endurance,
just aim for
the
healthy.
ability to move. Bingo. Yep. And I got to get rid of about 70 pounds. So it's going to be a fun journey.
Yeah, and I still got about 50 to go to get back down to like I said, my like I said at the start of this, my fighting weight is like 275. And
Well,
I'd be happy if I could get back to that.
So I haven't seen this chart since I was probably in 6th or 7th grade, but
Oh no, I'm
based
not
off
going by the chart. I'm going based off of my prior experience when I according to the chart, I'm supposed to be like 185 pounds. I
yeah,
haven't been that since like ninth grade. Okay.
no, so
So
I'm supposed to be 185 pounds. I haven't been that since like 4th grade. So
mm,
like the closest I got down to like 200 when I was like 18. Got down to 200. I was like doing like this 300 workout program, like
yeah.
three times a week or whatever. That shit was fun. Shit was badass, dude. The best shape of my life. I could do like a fucking jumping jack, roll into the ground, do a sit up, back up into the fucking jumping jack, like 30 of those, no fucking problem. It was like I was like a badass, dude. That's what I want to get back to. For real. No
Yeah.
shit.
I got to work on my range of motion because like as I've been working on losing weight because I have been for a couple of years now. Um, but I've been doing it the way I used to do it, which is not conducive to what I need to be doing because I used to just, go full muscle head, high weight, high reps, just strong for no fucking reason. Because in my younger days, when I was getting into more bullshit where I needed to be strong for a reason, whether it was work related because I was bouncing on the weekends or just because I liked being that guy. Like, don't be mean to Aaron. He'll rip your arm out and beat you with it. So, yeah, I liked having that kind of option. And then I just got really, really doughy, and that's not fun. And now I'm trying to resculpt that. But like I said, unfortunately, I've been doing it like mostly through meathead approach and, heavy good, lift big, get swole. And
Oh,
I'm not because since I've the last couple of days I've been doing yoga with Shauna because she keeps telling me you need to do yoga and I'm not very flexible. Like today one of the poses was like a hamstring stretch thing. I can't pull my toes up behind my ass. I mean, I can get my leg back there, but I can't reach the fucking thing.
you can't do it
So
yet. You can't
yeah,
do it yet.
yet it's gonna
Mhm.
it's a process.
You remember that Will Ferrell SNL skit? Old skit, but basically it's a yoga class, and Will Ferrell has his head in his sweatpants, like he's bent
Yep.
over with his head in his sweatpants, just going to town. And he's
Yep.
like, basically, the whole punchline is like, I didn't do yoga for 10 fucking years just so you could tell me not to suck my own dick.
I mean, I'm sure every guy's tried it at some point. What can I say? I blame Marilyn Manson and that
I
rumor.
feel like you just break your neck. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying we tried it seriously, just kind of went, yeah, that's never going to happen.
I mean,
Nope.
I can touch my toes,
No,
but like,
I could touch my toes from the front.
but I can tell you, I could, yeah, from the front, yeah. But I can tell you that there are times if I haven't taken like the right kind of breath before I bend over, I'm like, nope, stand back up. I can't breathe.
Yep. Like, oh, wait, nope. I see spots. Time
It's
to
like, oh, I'm
readjust.
fat. It's like, oh, what happened? My chest won't open up. I gotta stand back up.
Yep. No, my problem is, like I said, today we were doing like hamstring stretches and so it's like, here, pull your heel towards your glute and grab your toes and pull it back. And I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Can't reach that.
Yep, just go as far as you can and hold it.
Yep. Well, that's what I did.
Remember to breathe
Yes,
in through the
in
nose,
through
out
nose,
through
out
the
through the
mouth.
mouth.
hmm
Woosah. Yeah,
Now,
that's
here's something else that you could do too. So even before you do the yoga, like if you got a jump rope, I prefer jump rope. If not, you can do like jumping jacks.
no,
Be like,
I need to buy a new jump rope. I used to love jump rope. I mean,
yeah,
that was
you-
my thing for being a big dude. Like I would do the boxer rope skipping thing, and I did it so much that I got to the point where I could do like the Rocky rope skipping sequence from the movie because I thought that was badass for some reason.
yeah.
And
Well, like you do that for about 3 to 5 minutes before you do anything. Like I would always do yoga before working out as the stretching, but you do that at first and it gets your heart rate elevated. And then you're getting more out of, which I don't know if I need to be doing that. We'll see what the cardiologist tells me. So we'll find out. I'm hoping that the urgent care, the physician's assistant is just being overly cautious because but
uh,
I knew something was up when they were like, we're gonna run a second EKG and then a third and a fourth and a fifth. And I was like, oh yeah, you're not liking what you're
yeah,
seeing.
there's something there you're not comfortable with. But I mean, the things that can trigger that kind of stuff too are so just fucking random. I
Right.
mean, it's I know people that are younger than you that have had instances where they're like, oh yeah, no, just every once in a while that's going to happen. Your heart's just going to skip a beat randomly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they didn't even want to give me the EKG based off of the symptoms that I told them and the fact that I was no longer feeling them. They're like, yeah, we don't, and I was like, I'd feel better if you gave me an EKG. And they're like, okay, we'll give you one. And now I'm kind of like, why did I ask them for that? because because for real, if I do this, if I go, oh, like stretch and it feels good. Like since I've been home, my mom's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Jesus fucking Christ, yes, I am fine."
I'm
But
fine.
I get why she worries. It's because of the family medical history. So I mean, heart problems run in the family. So there's a reason for her to be worried, and we'll see what the doctor down in San Antonio says. So
Yep.
he's probably going to tell me lose weight, you fat fuck, and I'll be like, on it.
Yeah, that's always that. Yeah, my when we've gotten to the point where my go-to every time I go see my doctor is like, I'm working on it. And he'd be like,
Well,
yeah, I can
see,
tell.
I don't have a primary care physician, and they're
I
gonna tell me to get one, and I'm gonna
uh,
be like, well, but I don't live in San Antonio, and they'll be like, but you're here all the time, and I'll be like, yeah, okay,
well, my actually I see my cardiologist more than I see my primary.
yeah.
Yeah, well, my
What
cardiologist is actually he actually no, he just retired, so
and
I
what
will
what what's that run? What's that run like with insurance and all that good
I
stuff?
don't fucking know, $50 a visit.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's
See,
it,
see
it was
when
it was the copay, and I don't know.
See, when I went to urgent care, she told me she was like, "I want you to know that like your insurance, you've got good insurance." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "You don't need a referral to go see a specialist. You can just go see a specialist." And I was like, "So I can go pick any specialist. I can go see a fucking ear, mouth, and throat doctor." And she was like, "Yeah, if that's what you wanted to go do, you could
Yep.
set up an appointment." And I was like, that is pretty cool then. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
well,
Because
that's how my coverage was because I didn't have a referral. He scheduled the appointments and then called me and said you will be in the office tomorrow. Because well, my cardiologist was also a friend of the family. His wife was one of my mom's best friends, and my mom I'm sure I probably told you this at some point, but my whole health journey thing started because we went out. My parents were coming through town on their way to Wisconsin for a wedding and we went out to dinner and apparently I nodded off mid conversation during dinner for like 3 seconds and just didn't even notice, like popped right back up and went right back to talking. And uh and it kind of freaked my mom out and she called her friend and told her what happened and her friend talked to her husband and her husband told my mom that I needed to come in and get a bunch of tests run. And um and this was also when I was at my fattest. And they my mom said, you need to call Rob. I said, I don't have Rob's number. That's your friend, not my friend. About 30 seconds later, my phone started ringing with a number I'd never seen before. And hello? Okay, here's the deal. Your appointment's scheduled for 7:50 tomorrow. You're going to be at my office until you're done. So take the day off. I don't care if you have to work or not. We're getting this figured out. But just, very much a case of tough love. Like, you need to come do this shit. It's not a discussion. You're doing this. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure my insurance will cover that. So we'll figure it out. Okay, I'll be there. And I went in and I got, EKG, because I was born with an arrhythmia. when I had a heart murmur when I was a kid, and it healed up, I guess. But you know,
See, at this point, my chest hair is, I mean, it's not completely grown back to as long as it was, but
no, it sucks,
it's
don't
all
it?
back. So yeah, yeah. I mean, it does. Hopefully, they
Yeah,
do it.
no,
If they want to run one, they'll do a better
it,
job of shaving me.
no, it grows back just fast enough to where they're gonna rip it out again. So,
Oh no,
but
they got to shave me, dude. They do. They will not just stick it on because they're like
well,
it'll interfere.
well, no, then they're better with the patches than mine are because I get the shave spot, but then I get the little fringe hairs around it that come off in the glue. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's always fun, and I do that every 6 months. So
Oh,
and
you know
I
what?
mean,
I've got two more highlights for 2025. Three. I've got three more highlights for 2025. All right.
okay,
Number one, and this is because of you, because I was sitting at work bored and you were like in a space, and I was like, I'm gonna join into this space and see what's up. And to be honest with you, that space was boring. And the reason it was boring is because it was you and Bruce and Duchess talking about health shit. And I was like, oh, it's old people talking about health shit. No, no offense, Bruce, Duchess, and Aaron. You know what I mean. You know. But so but the reason I say that is because I kept coming back, right? And like the reason I kept coming back is because it was like, well, I like Aaron. These other people seem nice. And as the year went on, it's like, okay, I like all of these people except for one who remained nameless, but they've kind of disappeared from that group anyway. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah, that's
so but so that two, two. I actually met you in person. That was dope. We've been friends for years at this point, but actually meeting up, that was
yeah,
cool.
that was very
It
cool.
was very, very a happenstance, and I was like, dude, Aurora's got to be close to you, and it literally was. So,
Yeah,
um, and then the third thing just happened this week. I recorded another episode of a podcast that we had already recorded one episode of with Javier from
sweet.
Nerd Talk Plus, and yeah,
Yeah,
so
I got to catch up with Javi. I haven't talked to him in a while.
well, I am going to just get both of those put out just because I don't know when the next time we'll be able to record is going to be. And I mean, in between the episodes, it's like a year and a half, 2 years. So, oh well, it is what it is. But you know what? We recorded them. I've edited one. I've got the other to edit, which I plan on doing either tomorrow or Wednesday. And yeah, so gonna get those put out just because, we had fun doing it. And if people listen to it and like it, then, maybe I'll do it. Bruce has been bugging me to spend like a couple hundred on a shitty old laptop that's good enough to run Audacity and Discord on it and, bring the mic with me and then bada bing, bada, I can record from anywhere
Yeah,
and not sound like shit because, John Domingo will tell you.
yeah.
I always sound like shit.
I was gonna say, actually, I don't know if you. There's I'll have to. Speaking of John, we should ask him. Next time we get one of those Tuesday Taco Tuesdays going on the Discord server. Remind me to have him bring up that little. He's got a little mini. It's kind of like a Roadcaster, only it's about the size of a fucking iPad, or not even an iPad, an old like a big iPod. I mean, it's
Like the thing you clip onto your shirt.
no, it's a little. It's got microphone jacks in it and everything else, but it's it's
Oh,
it's
oh,
it's
you mean
battery
like a little
powered.
mixing station thing.
Yeah, it's a
Gotcha.
he did he got one to test it out and did a live stream with it, and I hopped on with him while he was testing it because I wasn't, I'm unemployed. I was fucking sitting around playing fucking Stardew Valley and being bored. And so I was like, yeah, I'll hop on with you. Why not? And so I did that, but it's a pretty cool little piece of equipment, and it's portable and it can record on it. You can't edit on it, but you can record at least if that's something you want to look at. Or not, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Well, I'll tell you, I've never had any issue recording out of Audacity.
Oh no,
I
well
mean,
that's
well, all right. So I will tell you this. This was really funny. So Javier and I get together. We're in my Discord server. We're chatting, and you know, I'm like, all right, let's both hit record. And I was like, okay, on the count of three, we'll both clap. We could never sync up that fucking clap. Like it was always off. And I said, all right, Javi, take your headphones, put them next to your mic. I'll clap, and then I'll just search for that ping on your shit. And he told me that when he put his headphones on there, it was just straight feedback. So fingers crossed I can find that fucking clap. Because if not, my editing job's gonna be a lot fucking harder. I'll just have to find a good nice syncing point somewhere.
yep. That's well that's one thing I'm going to be looking at for the coming year is cuz I've decided I'm probably going to start doing more video episodes cuz the one I did with JD was fun and it seemed, it's gotten a pretty decent reception. People have said they liked it, thought it was a good episode, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that'll actually allow me to kind of broaden certain aspects of things but as I've mentioned in other places, I using Zoom to do it, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the way because I only get the video option. Like thanks to Mike for pointing out I should be having this do the view changed where it's the tile right now, but if the video recording would keep switching back and forth to highlight whoever was speaking, but it didn't always sync up with the audio, if that makes sense.
Here's a
So,
way that I think would be both free and easy. So two good things. May not necessarily be the best option, but it's definitely free and definitely easy. OBS or whatever version of OBS you want to use to record with, like to get the
uh-huh.
video recording, Discord video call. You could
I
literally just
mean,
have it plug into that literal voice call screen, so that's the only thing that it's recording on there, you know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
like, I don't think you're gonna experience lag off of that. I don't know for sure, but I don't think you would. And if you have it running through OBS, I'm pretty sure you could just from OBS put it onto YouTube directly. I don't know if you can do it on Twitter directly. I haven't used OBS in years.
Well, I mean, that's using OBS. I've right now we're going to YouTube and Twitter at the same time because I refunnel it through StreamYard or through Restream. I mean, not StreamYard. StreamYard hates me. I don't know why. It just doesn't like to work for me. But
Yeah, that's what Bruce and them use in Boomer Bunker. The weathered
the
view
weathered
and
weathered
weathered
view, weathered
report.
report.
Nope, weathered report. Weathered report.
Yeah, weathered view is the Daily Show.
We got any chat messages to respond to?
Just Shauna over there. Yeah, I told you we should be doing yoga. Yes. Uh, don't mess with your heart. She had a hole in her heart. Yeah, because she did when she was a baby. She had a hole in her heart. And
Oh, so she's telling me not to mess with my
yeah,
heart. Okay.
she's telling you don't mess with your heart.
I've got an appointment like
Yeah.
I've got it written down. It's like the 8th or something. See, this is a problem that I have right now. So when I was still in San Antonio, I called a landscaper in my area, back home in Kentucky. And I
Mhm.
called him and I said, "Hey, I would like to schedule someone to come out this week, the last week of the year." They're supposed to come out today. Okay. I didn't write down I I didn't write down what company I called. No one came out today. I remember it was supposed to be today though. The 29th. They were supposed to be here between like 10 and 12. That's what they told me. I remember that. No one showed up. But the thing is, like, I wanted to be mad about it. All right. I wanted to be mad that no one showed up. I can't be mad. I don't know who to fucking be mad at. So it's just as much my fault as it like they've lost business because like at this point, like I mean, I went back through my old calls and like pulled up like 3 different ones, and I was like, I think I called this one. The 2 numbers that I saw on Google didn't match any numbers in my book, and I was like, okay, fuck this. So, so I just kind of gave up on looking. But I do have the cardiologist information written down. It's in the hotel room in San Antonio, though. I know it's next week. I
Well,
made
that's
sure
good
to,
then.
yeah, they wanted me to do it last week, right? They wanted me to do it on the 22nd. I didn't want to stay in San Antonio 3 extra days before Christmas and not get back home until Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
Also, I didn't want to have to meet my insurance deductible 2 years in a fucking row because I know I'm not just getting one appointment with a cardiologist. They're gonna want to do a follow-up at the
Oh yeah.
at bare minimum. So I'd much rather go ahead and meet my deductible early in the fucking year instead of not meeting it and then having a follow-up appointment and being right back at square one again. You got to play the system the right way.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, it makes sense. I totally concur. If I was dealing with insurance right now, I would be feeling the same way, but I'm not.
well,
Instead I'm
and can I also just say anecdotally, my fucking premiums, fucking, they didn't go up like 100%. My fucking premiums didn't change like at fucking all. So,
well, that's
fuck
the thing.
you, Affordable Care Act.
A lot of the people that are bitching about, oh well, their premiums are going to go up and this and that and the other. It's because they weren't supposed to be getting those discounts in the first place. It was all COVID fucking spending that needed
I'm
to stop.
I'm so tired of the narrative that it's Republicans' fault.
Yeah,
Republicans didn't vote for the ACA. Nancy Pelosi, when trying to get the ACA passed, famously said, "If you want to know what's in it, you got to vote for it to pass it." Right?
we
Um,
can't know what's in it until we pass it.
Barack Hussein Obama promised families they would save $2,500 per year once the Affordable Care Act was actually up and running. What actually occurred? I do remember this. My premiums went up a great deal the next year. The next year, all of my healthcare costs went up a great deal. Why? Because at the end of the day, the only thing the ACA actually did, it did one good thing, the preventative shit for free. I'm cool with that. Or, and two, people with pre-existing conditions being able to get insurance. I'm okay with those 2 aspects. But the only
Yeah,
other thing it actually did was subsidize insurance companies. They essentially turned health insurance into government funded education, right? They're basically guaranteeing that the market's not going to actually be competitive because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be competitive. And yes, exactly like what you said. These are COVID era subsidies that, again, were voted in during COVID. Democrats voted them in, set them to expire in 2025. Why did they do that? Well, you can think of it one of 2 ways. One, they assumed they'd be in power and that they would just go ahead and keep kicking that can down the hill, right? The other thing, what you're seeing now, they could use it to weaponize against Republicans and say, look what Republicans are doing. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing someone pop up on Twitter like, I just got a letter from my health insurance company, and it said that I used to give them $20 a year for health insurance, and now I have to give them $20,000 a day. Oh, woe is me. Get the fuck over it. If you can't afford it, don't be fucking insured. It's cheaper for your ass that way anyway. If I have to fucking cover the uninsured, then stop fucking bitching about whether your premiums go up. Just don't fucking have it. They're still gonna fucking treat you. Good God.
yep, yeah. That's I mean, like I said, I hate the position I'm in at the moment. Hopefully, it won't be lasting real long, but yeah, I mean, I'm also not out there going, hey, you know what? I want to be handed free shit. I mean, would some free shit be nice? I mean, I at the moment, yeah, I could use some free shit, but I don't plan on making that
I
my lifestyle for the next 40 fucking years.
If
You know?
Duchess was here, she would be yelling at you either live on camera or in the chat saying, "Put the stuff you need on your Amazon list." All right, that's what
Oh,
she'd be telling you.
I don't mean that free shit. I meant like, the insurance and all that other shit. I mean, Although I don't consider it free shit because I've been working for the last 3 decades to, pay into the system. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm in the situation that the unemployment should exist for,
Oh,
not to, I'm not trying to
oh.
make a lifestyle out of it.
So, you know what? Here's a very interesting thing about Roth IRAs to bring it back to that I didn't know. I just recently found out. So currently 2025, if you're under 50, you're allowed to contribute 7,000. Next year they're raising it to 7,500. Um, but regardless, like let's say that you've had a Roth IRA for 20 years, and over those 20 years you've contributed $100,000 into it. At any point in time, your contributions you're allowed to take out completely penalty free. It's only gains that you would have to put a penalty on. And the only reason you put the penalty on is if you are under 59 and a half years old. And then it's a 10% penalty. But that's pretty cool that, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that contributions you could just go ahead and take out without a penalty. So, not that you should, because compound interest is your friend, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Compound interest is a lovely thing. Wish more
If
people
you're
understood that.
if you're in your 20s, I don't care if you don't think you can fucking afford to take 20 fucking bucks out of your check every fucking pay period that you get, put it into an investment account. Do it now. Do it now. Keep doing it. And then one day you'll find yourself being able to afford your fucking retirement. Otherwise, you're going to work until you die.
Yep. It's unfortunate. My biggest problem is I actually planned on working till I died when I was younger. And because I was like, chefs don't retire, they just die in a kitchen somewhere.
Wolfgang Puck is about there.
Yeah, no, I mean, believe me, I'm not. I mean, it's kind of flippant when I said it, but it was also exactly how I thought things were going to play out. I did not think in terms of like retirement or, yeah. Honestly, I never thought I'd make it to be this fucking old. If I'm being completely factual, before I met my wife and decided to settle down and be a normal, reasonable human being, I really was not playing the long game. I was ready to fucking go at like 26, you know? So it's just, and not saying I'm like the self-harm type or anything like that, but just because I'm not that guy. It's just I wasn't overly concerned with doing things to extend my well-being or my span, as it were.
Oh, live fast, die young.
Yeah, leave a good-looking corpse. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But yeah, so Shauna did point out something in the comments. Yeah, speaking of fun little things going on right now, Alex, my son is so much better about long-term thinking and planning and preparing than I ever was at that age. And he's been stacking silver for several years now. So he he
Yeah,
and I, he and I were talking about that on Christmas, and I'm just like, I wish I would have put more into it when I could have.
I know because of liquidation, it had like a 17% drop recently, but that's after reaching record highs. And again, it's
Yeah,
literally based
I
off
say,
of liquidation because some people are like, let's take my gains right now.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It tripled in the last like 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
dropping a 17% dip is really nothing
Yeah.
relative
I
to
mean,
where it was. I mean, it's still at what, $72 an ounce or something like that.
so that's another important thing too.
And like all the if I were to have purchased any silver, because hypothetically I am completely flat broke right now and have no resources to my name, Illinois State Department of Revenue. um if I were to have bought any precious metals, I'd be sitting on a cushion right now, but not nearly the cushion that boy's sitting on, because that's what our Christmas conversation was.
Uh,
um was he like I said, he's got a lot of foresight and he's a really smart kid. So we were just discussing that, and because basically I was telling him he spent too much on Christmas, and he was just like, hey, I'm doing good. So my safe is worth 3 times what it was at the start of the year. I'm not worried about it. I'm like,
Yeah,
Okay.
this, I mean, let's be real. It's been a pretty good few years for the market. It's been on a pretty nice bull run. But I can tell you this year in particular, and from what I'm hearing, quarter one and quarter two of next year should follow suit. It it's money making time. Get out there and make some money. Get out
Yep.
there and make some money. Like, I mean, I had a stock hit 180% increase. So go up, make some money. Go make
Yep.
some money. Well, it's almost 11 p.m. It's almost 10 p.m. your
Oh yeah,
time, almost 11
that's right.
p.m. my time.
You're back in the Tucky.
I am.
Um,
I'm back in Kentucky. I'm gonna need to get my dog walked here soon, and then
yeah.
get the other dog into bed with my daughter. But because you brought up Mr. Cushion for a pushing, maybe we should end on this. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that the Democrats claim to be the party of the working class here for you, you struggling poor bastards, and yet, and yet, it is Democratic governors across this country who have failed to implement the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. So if you live in Illinois, if you live in Kentucky, if you live in Washington State, if you live in New York State, amongst others, I'm sure I'm not paying attention to or forgetting. Um, you will be paying your state income tax. And if it's in Kentucky, it's at the full 4% rate. No, no, it doesn't matter. 4% in Kentucky on all of your overtime or all of your tips, because the Democrats, again, are here for all of you working people, right?
Yep. Well, yeah, that's a good point to end on. Now, I am just gonna say, little couple of seconds here, just to my closing thoughts, as it were. Not that I want to step on yours, but damn it, it's my last show of the year, and I just, it's been a really interesting year in terms of my life, the show, the world in general. The world's going fucking crazy. Uh, Things are getting to the point that a lot of people are getting to a breaking point, I feel like. And it's kind of like Cody was saying earlier, and I've been saying for a while, you need to start, thinking about taking care of yourself, taking care of you and yours. Get your circle, get your tribe, find your people, do good things. I'm obviously my life's gone through some pretty dramatic upheaval in the last couple of months. You know, Went from being relatively comfortable to on the back foot, trying to get things where they're supposed to be. And, I could have been better prepared for that. I'm very fortunate for the way things are working out, and I do appreciate it. But overall, I've had a pretty good year. I've made closer relationships with some people. Got to meet you in person, which I was going to say anyway. Even though you brought it up, it was an awesome thing. That was like one of my highlights of the year. I mean, I was joking about the fucking glasses, and you know. I was happy they finally showed up. It's really not the highlight of my year. It was a nice thing that they did show up, because I mean I can see much clearer now than I could with the pair I was wearing, because those were my backup pair, because my good pair got lost at work when I still had work, and before I got a chance to find them, I no longer had work. So yeah, they're still in that building somewhere. But the lenses on my backup pair were all scratched to shit, so everything looked blurry whether I was wearing them or not. So being able to put these on and be like, wow, I can see clearly now. And they've got like the blue light filter, so everything looks kind of cool with them on. And so yeah, I mean it was cool, but it was not like the highlight of my year. I've had a pretty good year. I won a couple of free pistols this year. I started building some more networking potential for some stuff. Got a couple things going in the back burner. I've got my listeners, my friends, the people who support the show. You guys are all pretty freaking awesome, and we've got the morning show with Bruce. We've had a lot of stuff change this year, a lot of growth, a lot of development. Um, I mean, I know I spend a lot of time harping on, all the shit that's wrong with the country and wrong with the world, but it's not all doom and gloom, and I don't want to be fucking blackpilling anybody else out there or myself. I don't believe being prepared is the same as being negative about fucking everything. So, be careful, be prepared, get ready for shit to go sideways, and hope it doesn't. And I hope we all have a healthy and productive 2026. I hope things get better. I hope we start seeing some actual fucking action out of the world, but I'm not holding my breath. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to you, Cody, for joining me tonight and for always being, being a supporter of the show and listening and just doing the things, coming in, disrupting the chat.
Yeah, fuck Monday Night Football. Support I had to say.
Yeah, theoretically, that'll continue to be the case. Who knows what'll happen depending on whatever goes on with my employment in the coming months or years or whatever. The show's not going to go away. As much as I joke about, like, I'm done, I'm going to hang it up, all this bullshit. I've said that before, and nothing's ever come of it. At the most, I'll take a week off, maybe here and there, but even that don't happen too often. But like the position I have the chef test for with the interview next week, that may put a little bit more of a, I won't be able to necessarily do live streams or regular episodes if I want to stick to anything resembling a schedule, because I don't know what my work schedule will be, because that's a traveling position. So I will be out on the road some as needed. And the area, originally I was told it was just the Chicagoland area, but apparently the Chicagoland area includes Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and a couple accounts in Indiana. So yeah, I may be bouncing around the country a little bit more. I was told Minnesota and Iowa won't come up too frequently, but Chicagoland area, Wisconsin, and Indiana more regularly. He'll be going to provide, support for special functions, high-end catering events, high-volume catering events, and to cover for managers that need time off for whether it's FMLA or whatever, So little less regularity in my life, but they compensate accordingly. So fuck it. And I guess at that point we're gonna say happy 2025. Merry New Year, everyone. And that's what we had to say.
Hell yeah.
All right.